Little chipmunk, wandering along, was struck down by a fierce south wind, scorned with bitter song, where from thee the onflow, a little woodland creature hidden among trees, his sparkling eyes a glitter. After the chipmunk, their evil long pursued, scurry did he, stumbling among the tree, the owl dove river down. Out jumps squirrel, screeching his battle cry, fierce woodland beast toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, at the edge of the world, in those untamed wilds, danger manifest, full of dark and fear. Squirrel, protect me, danger I can't see, high up upon the trees from where you lived. You fought off the owl, a bird that was vile, a furry friend of the forest, so let him go be, that is my story. The squirrel set me free, defeated that foul owl, give him clean water, toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel, a furry friend of the forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel, furry friend of the forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel. Deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel, furry friend of the forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel, furry friend of the forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel, furry friend of the forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel, furry friend of the forest, toss an acorn to your squirrel. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Toss an acorn to your squirrel.
Hello, welcome back. I had a good dinner. I hope anyone else that went to eat or do any of their things is doing well. Fix chat box. I resized the overlay here, and the chat box never got resized, so that is also something I need to deal with, apparently. But you know, we do what we gotta do. Welcome back, Cat Dad. I was just saying, if anyone went to eat dinner or do anything, I hope that you were doing well with what you did. We're gonna play some Vampire Therapist today. This is new. Levy got it for me for the Christmas. So thank you, Levy. I'm just gonna set up a new Stream Raiders battle for anyone that is playing. And then we'll get into it. I agree, Dubby. Cool. Okay. And there's Stream Raiders if you are playing. And let's get into it. Vampire Therapist explores and touches on sensitive topics such as war, abuse, addiction, sexual oppression, suicidal ideation, religion, and of course, death. Alright, so trigger warning. This game touches upon war, abuse, addiction, sexual oppression, suicidal ideation, religion, and death. You know, looking at this, maybe this is not a great game to stream. You know, there is that thought reading this right now. Ellie Unpin. That is an excellent stream title for this. Okay. We recommend that readers with a history of trauma related to any of these topics approach the game with caution. Naturally, a game of vampires will also involve blood and sexual themes. Strong language is also present. Vampire therapy is reserved in consultation with licensed therapists, but it should not be considered a substitute for therapy, unless you're a vampire. We'll see how this goes. If it is too much, we'll switch games.
And I'm a dead man. Well, kinda dead at least. See, I'm a vampire. Now, if you think that means all that Dracula hooey, like hissing, wearing skin-tight leather, and hunting mortals for sport, I wouldn't blame you one bit. That's exactly the sort of thing I did in my younger years with my former gang. And let me tell you, a vampire who's good with a gun can be a real terror. I got lucky, though. I met some kind mortals who saw beyond my fangs. They taught me my letters and showed me how my thinking was keeping me from finding any kind of peace. After they passed on, I roamed America's majestic wilderness for nigh on 90 years, figuring out myself and what it means to be a vampire. And I found revelation. What I realized was, it ain't fangs that make us monsters, it's the self-defeating ways we think. Anywho, as the world started getting smaller, my old vampire gang tracked me down. Them being my kin, I wanted to help them see the world like I did, but they still have the same monster mindset I used to have. Good thing I'm a quick draw. But I got hooked up with this newfangled internet thing and found a vampire who's helping my kin find their way. A fella named Andromachos, supposed to be 3,000 years old. He invited me to come out to Europe to learn from him. I figure someone older than time has got to have the answers. I'm going on a trip, I guess. This feels like my opportunity to do some good in the world. I've been lucky, and now it's time to give back. Vampires ain't monsters. Or at least, they don't have to be. And come hell or high water, I'm gonna prove it to them.
Alright, so our character is a cowboy? Question mark?
Well, I think this is the address. Number 27, Clean Flitter Mouse Streeb?
That is quite the street.
Sure is a hell of a lot of ruckus for this time of night. People stay up late here. Wait a minute. These folk are vampires. Better watch myself. Guten Abend, folks. Sprechen Sie English?
Ja, hello, Alta. Are you here to party with us at the hottest club?
All right, tell them you're here to party. Ask about the dress code. Ask about Andromachus. Ask about the club. Dress code.
I don't think what I'm wearing will fit the dress code.
The cowboy look is totally sexy, but you will get a bit sweaty.
I hope we will all get a bit sweaty.
Uh-oh. Do vampires even sweat? Is that a thing?
Good thing we run a little on the cold side, huh?
Don't worry, my Liebling. We make each other warm.
Ruh-roh.
Reinhard, stop. Don't scare the American. I want to do that.
Maxi Liebchen, you're so naughty tonight.
No, you are the naughty one.
Oh, I definitely ain't an American no more.
No, not American.
Well, what's so special about this club?
Immernacht is the greatest club aller Zeiten. The owner makes sure everyone has a good time.
Thank you.
If anyone acts without respect, they are banned from the club forever.
Banned forever?
You are free to do and be whatever you like, as long as you are harming no one.
And I hear that they are now attracting sexy old cowboys.
Well, that's me.
Shh, Maxi, he is old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh, come on now. You're just flattering me. I'm only a couple 100 years old.
Only.
Oh mein Gott, he is so cute, Reinhard. Can I keep him?
Ask about Andromachus.
I'm looking for Andromachus.
You mean the club owner? Ja, that is why we are here.
If you're lucky, he will invite us to the private party at the end of the night.
Ooh, private party.
Well, what happens there?
I think maybe it is too kinky for Americans to hear.
Uh-oh.
I can cut loose. What kind of party is this?
The kind where we dance all night and get sexy.
Oh, here are them kind of vampires.
Ach so, there are better things to suck than blood, oder?
Ooh.
Although we have to get past the bouncer first. If we do not, I'm thinking our night is ruined.
Oh, wait a sec. There's something about what she just said. I can feel it.
Okay.
It reminds me of one of my revelations about the funny patterns in the way we vampires think.
Okay.
Well, let's see. One type of thinking I noticed I called hot branding. That's when we brand ourselves with names we can't get rid of.
Okay.
There's high noon mind. That's when we treat a situation like it's a do or die showdown.
Okay.
And there's saloon thinking. That's when we act either helpless or invincible, like we've just drunk a pint of moonshine.
That's a lot of moonshine.
I can always check my journal if I need examples. I kept all my notes about the funny ways we vampires think in there.
Collecting notes of Sam Walls. Private property. Do not read. Reward if found. Cowboy bloodsucker at bmail.com. I found this old notebook and figured I'd take it with me to Europe. I figured it would help me organize my thoughts. I'll separate it into sections so I can jump to them right quick. That way, when I need to get to a particular section of my notes, all I gotta do is hop over to that section. Easy as falling off a horse, and falling off a horse is real easy. The funny ways we think. I realize we vampires can think in funny ways sometimes. Like reality's right in front of us and we just can't see it. Heck, pretty sure it's all humans who do that, not just vampires. We do think funny thinking in particular ways, so I figured I'd write them down so I don't forget them. I'll include examples so I remember how they work. Sometimes things seem black and white, win or lose, famine or feast, live or die, like everything's a big showdown. It can feel like we've got only two options, win the day or end up with a stake in the heart. That's a high noon mind. It's thinking in extremes and ignoring all the in-between. We stress ourselves out when stakes are high. Examples. If I can't get the best saddle, my butt's gonna break, ain't no doubt. Either I show up ready to win the rodeo, or I'd better just not show up. The fate of the Wild West is hanging on this gunfight. A lot of us bloodsuckers happen to have either a feeling of responsibility or soul control, or a feeling completely hopeless. Thing is, usually neither is true. Feeling hopeless don't mean we're powerless, and feeling untouchable doesn't mean we're invincible. That's saloon thinking. Either way, our real capabilities are somewhere in between. Examples. With my dark powers, vampires shall dominate the mortal world. If a mortal discovers our secret, it is entirely my responsibility to deal with it. I can't deal with the bureaucracy of international travel with my coffin. I'm stuck in the USA forever. We vampires sometimes call ourselves awful names. I'm a failure. I'm unlikable. It's like burning ourselves with big old branding iron. Every time we look at ourselves, we'll keep seeing those names. Hot branding is just calling ourselves names that do no good. Examples. I missed that shot. I'm such a butterfingers. Riding over a horse, you're sappy as hell. That fella doesn't like wearing leather. He's only a vampire wannabe. My client notes. When I start getting therapy clients, I'll put my notes about them here. I'll update after every session. I figure I can see how they're doing over time. That is it. Andromachos decides I'm ready for this whole therapist business. Crossing my fingers. My journal. Just for my ramblings while I'm on this big trip. Not my official notes. March 14th, 2024. It's been about a week since I boarded the Monster of the Seas cruise ship, and I gotta say, I feel finer than frog hair. People here are eating and screwing like there's no tomorrow, on account of the fact that we're in the middle of the ocean. I drank from more necks in the last week than I can count. As the ship's open all night, I rode a water slide for the first time in my life. Or first time in my unlife. People were laughing at me for saying yeehaw, but what else do you say when you experience an experience like that? Landed in Rotterdam the other day, in Amsterdam, now arranging transportation for my coffin. Did some vampire sightseeing. Apparently this place has been accepting of heathens like us for a long time. I went to a vampire coffee shop. They funnel in the stoners from upstairs to a secret club, and everyone has themselves a grand old time. Gave me the munchies, nothing fierce. I could go for some blood chips. Extra sodium if you please. April 9th, 2024. Writing from Berlin today. I head to Leipzig tomorrow night, but figured I should check things out here. They got a club here where people are up all night doing all kinds of kinky stuff. I'm pushing a quarter of a millennium in years, but these folk could give me lessons, and did. Met some fine folk too. Apparently they've got a nice art scene here. There's even local funding for video game development. Ain't some kind of world. I can't believe people are still playing Star Invaders and whatnot. I like it here. I don't even have to speak German.
I think I know which one of them funny ways they're thinking in, though. Hold on, compadres. You seem like the kind who can make their own fun.
I don't want to have my own fun. Immernacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Amigos, you're putting too much weight on this thing. It's a nightclub, not a high noon showdown. The night's full of possibilities.
Reinhardt, I don't know what this means, but I like the way the sexy American talks.
You make us think that maybe it is better we haven't gotten into the club, because we are now meeting you.
Hey, if meeting me makes your night better, I'm glad we met. I really gotta find Andromachos, though.
You have to get past the bouncer. He decides who gets in and who doesn't. And he hasn't looked our way all night.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have a little word with him.
Alright, time to talk to the bouncer.
Excuse me, friend. I hear you're the man to talk to around these parts.
Well, that's an answer.
I'm here to see Andromachos.
Does he talk? Okay.
Hey, thanks, amigo. You have yourself a fine night, you hear?
Cowboy, what about us?
Bye, friends. Dash their hopes. Oh no. Okay, Levy. Levy, you bought the game. Do we bring the vampires with us? I don't know if you're actually there, Lev. If you're not there, I will make a decision in, I don't know, 15 seconds. Are we bringing the vampires in with us, or are we going to leave them behind? That's their hopes. Hey, Orc, congratulations on third.
Oh, but look at them. They're so earnest, like baby goats or something. I can't crush their dreams, can I?
Yes, I can.
I can tell them vampires wanted to get into the club. Well, they trusted me with their feelings. I bet they'd feel so betrayed. You know what? I should let the bouncer do his job.
They give you a lot of chances to bring them with you.
We only just met and I don't know you from Kane.
Reinhardt, why is this sexy old cowboy being mean to us?
But you keep calling me old. Come on, Maxie.
Oh, it's okay, Maxie. Let us go home. We can listen to dark music and cry together.
Orc caught a muscle for 10 gold. Orc now has 49 gold. How's your night going, Orc?
You promise?
Yeah, come on, Liebchen. Let us go home.
Well, shit. I think I might have broken their hearts. Guess I better get myself inside.
Well, the bouncer's just doing his job.
Tarnation, I'd rather hear a gopher giving birth than this.
I guess
Talk to whoever's slinging drinks
I'm pumped for the next season more of Rivals.
They ought to know where Andromachos is. But pardon me, ma'am.
Well, well, look at you. We get a lot of 80s fashion in here, but not usually the 1880s.
Ooh, that'll be good.
What can I get you, cowboy? The special's Red Bull and vodka. You down?
I never drink Red Bull.
You could
I'm
start.
actually looking for the owner. He around tonight?
Might be. What do you say your name was?
Sam Walls, begging your pardon.
Sam Walls, huh?
Yeah. I think they're gonna tell a story between
I know
seasons.
anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
From where I'm standing, I see someone with style and confidence, not just a drink machine. Don't go branding yourself like that's all you are.
Don't you go worrying about me, cowboy. The man upstairs warned me you were coming. I was just testing to see if you are who you say you are. Tell you what, let me give you something from our special reserve. I don't think you're looking for booze.
I sure aren't.
Thank you kindly, ma'am. I was wondering where the blood was. I met some vampires outside, so I figured this was a vampire club.
You met some goths, honey. They're here to dance and have fun.
So all these people are mortals?
Womp womp.
How do you think the head vampire gets his blood? They can't wait to share it with him. It's a special experience.
Good meowing.
He's the only real vampire here. Well, him and Bert.
The bouncer. But so is Crimson here a vampire?
Bert?
You met him already. Bert, shuffle on over here.
Goth Club, yeah, seems that way. But I don't know if Bert and Andromachos are vampires. Is Crimson also a vampire, or did they just tell her that they're vampires and leave it at that?
This one's here to see the big guy. Show him upstairs, okay?
Have fun, mate.
Thanks, Bert.
Good luck up there, cowboy. Hope you find what you're looking for.
I hope so too.
Howdy. It's Sam Walls to see you, sir. The guy who's been sending you all them V-mails.
Yes, I know who you are, Samuel Walls. You have come here because you believe you can help our kin.
I certainly do believe I can.
The question is, are you first able to help yourself?
I'm gonna go with a definite maybe, sir. Yes.
I've been fixing myself for more than a century now. I don't think I need help.
Then you must prepare to learn a most difficult lesson.
All right.
We all need help, Samuel. I am pleased that you have come to receive mine.
He handsome. I like his outfit. I like the cut of his jib and all that.
Dang, you scared the heck out of me.
You must allow an ancient vampire his games. He will play them regardless. Please, sit down.
So I don't know how to feel about the purple motif. You know, very Magneto, very master of magnetism. You know, and you know it is a position of strength. You know, purple is a royal color and all that. But like, I don't know if I could pull off purple on purple. You know.
What an absolute pleasure it is to meet you at last. I found your messages most intriguing.
Your kind of guy, Magneto.
Afraid there ain't much here in the way of intrigue. I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
Fair.
You know, I receive emails every day from vampires seeking my help. You are the very first to seek my aid in helping others. This alone makes you intriguing.
Thanks, Andromachos.
Well, dang. I think you're gonna be sorely disappointed when you get to talking to me. I'm just honored
Yes.
you're giving me the time of night.
I have unlimited time, Samuel. I am pleased to share some of it with you. Our kind can be rather set in their ways. It is inspiring to see someone so young and eager to learn.
Yeah, well, I wasn't much for learning when I was alive. Just making up for lost time, I guess.
It sounds as though you have been handling your own life better than most. I was particularly intrigued by these revelations you had while walking in nature.
Oh, yeah, them. Well, I give walking the credit. Nothing sorts my thoughts out better.
Hey, a bass for 46 gold. That's not so bad.
After a few decades, I started seeing patterns in the way we vampires think.
Can you explain some of these patterns?
Yeah, could you explain these patterns, Sam?
I've tried to explain them to other vampires, but it ain't never gone well. I can try, though. See, we tend to assume certain things just because we've been believing them since we were alive.
Okay.
Or we decide the world's against us just because we're hungry or tired or something. And when we start tackling problems that ain't real, we ain't fixing our real problems. That make any kind of sense?
I mean, that makes sense to me. Like, I definitely personally struggle with a lot of very imaginary problems, you know, like things that bother me that don't truly matter, you know?
Fascinating, Samuel. These revelations that you had in the woods, mortal psychologists have a term for them. They are called cognitive distortions.
Cognitive whoozy what now?
Cognitive distortions. They are exactly as you described them. I will explain in a moment. Please, tell me about these specific revelations you had.
All right. Okay, so we just explained the three
Well,
things.
I noticed how we stress ourselves out by making everything a battle of do or die absolutes. High noon mind, I call it. Like that feeling you get right before a big shootout.
I must confess I have no experience with this feeling. I engaged in mortal combat long before the age of gunpowder.
Oh my. Oh yeah, he's 3,000 years old. So he's like from the Bronze Age.
But the sentiment you describe mirrors the words of my old friend Marcus Aurelius. He used to say that the magnitude of life's challenges often turn us into our worst selves.
Marcus Aurelius, huh?
You mean Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor?
Of course, his name was Marcus. Marcus was a bedroom name.
You mean you and the emperor were...
It was ancient Rome. Penetration was similar to a handshake. My apologies. I somehow forgot you were American. But let us discuss this high noon mind. I believe we can broaden your definition. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon of binary thought polarized thinking, but I like to call it Nosferatu thinking.
Okay, and that updates our journal. Nosferatu thinking. Okay, so that replaces high noon thinking, but it's same thing here. Interesting.
Nosferatu thinking?
It means you are thinking in black and white.
Oh, because Nosferatu is it is those old portrayal of vampires in the black and white where their features are very bat-like, you know. That is correct, Orc.
I get it. That's pretty funny.
I believe it encompasses the breadth of the distortion. One is not flatly weak or strong, good or evil, smart or stupid, a success or a failure. The truth is far more complex and colorful. Not every high noon gunfight ends in oblivion, correct?
Well, yeah, that's true. Getting shot still ain't fun, but it ain't the end neither.
A perfect example, Samuel. Now, try to catch me using Nosferatu thinking.
Okay.
I will give you a series of statements, and one of them will contain Nosferatu thinking. I will repeat them if you miss it.
Okay.
If I do not drink blood, I will surely die. We are only trying to identify Nosferatu thinking right now. If I do not drink blood, I will surely...
Is that Nosferatu thinking?
No, Samuel. In this case, I am not arguing with reality. If we do not drink blood, we die. This is a fact of being a vampire.
Okay, so I got locked into having to ask that.
Death eventually comes for us all.
Well, that sounds like Nosferatu thinking. That's pretty black and white. We've cheated death ourselves.
True.
Although this thinking is binary, it is also true, and therefore not a distortion.
Okay.
And death has already come for us, my friend. We simply cling to life.
Okay.
Please, let us try another.
Okay.
Mortals will always fear our kind. Did you miss my Nosferatu thinking? If I do not drink blood, I will surely die.
Is that Nosferatu thinking?
No, Samuel. In this case, I am not arguing with
Okay,
you.
so
Let us consider
he's going to
death
repeat
eventually.
all of these things.
Well, that sounds like Nosferatu thinking. That's pretty black and white.
Although this thinking is binary, it is also true, and therefore not a distortion.
Okay.
And death has already come for us, my friend. Please, let us
Okay.
try another. Mortals will always fear our...
That's Nosferatu thinking right there. I've met mortals who knew who I was and weren't scared.
Okay, so in this world, humans know vampires exist.
Very good, Samuel. And even if you hadn't, to say mortals will always fear us ends any hope that they might not.
Okay.
Always is such a terminal word, is it not?
Okay.
Would you like to discuss more of your revelations with me?
Saloon
I
thinking.
realize that as vampires, we can get the feeling of the power that comes with immortality and strength, but then we get hopeless and aimless over time.
Okay.
It's kind of like the fella you see in the saloon at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. Either he thinks he can fight everyone, or he's crying into them last drops because he thinks life's hopeless.
Okay.
It's saloon thinking. Two extremes that probably ain't true.
A fascinating observation, Samuel. Your saloon thinking was described in my time as the battle between hubris and nemesis, the twin excesses of arrogance and self-pity.
Okay.
Oh man, it make me wish I'd gotten some schooling. Maybe I would have figured this stuff out earlier.
Okay.
You live forever, my friend. There is no rush.
I mean, do we live forever though?
What
I
you
mean,
have
he's been
identified
alive for
is a
3,000
phenomenon
years, so I
where
guess.
Individuals perceive either an illusion of control or a lack of control.
Okay.
Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon you have described a control fallacy.
Okay.
Rarely do we have complete power over our situations or no power at all. But we create this illusion that stops us from attempting to change our perceived situations.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. I used to think I'd never get away from my gang, and maybe that's what made me stick with them for so long.
Yes, you see how cognitive distortions keep us from facing reality, whatever that reality may be.
Okay.
Of course, I am so old and powerful that I am always in control.
You're testing me, ain't you? That's a control fallacy right there.
Well done, Samuel. I am indeed very powerful, but the cosmos holds no awareness of Andromachos. Of course, as you expertly pointed out with your analogy about the man at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, a control fallacy can be positive or negative.
Correct. Because you think that you have absolute control or no control over a situation.
Listen to my next few statements and try to find a control fallacy. Simply let me continue if you... The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is little I can do about it.
Okay. We can't control the sun.
Kitty cat died. I shall be lonely forever.
That's a control fallacy. We could get a new
I'm
cat.
sorry about your sweet kitty, but You can always pick up a new one, or there's lots of them just waiting for a loving home, so you don't need to be lonely.
It was just an example, Samuel. Well spotted. But I do speak from experience. I felt this way once when a pharaoh I was dating had our cat mummified.
Well, he dated a Roman emperor and a pharaoh.
I went into a murderous depression that nearly decimated the continent. But I had the power to help myself all along by adopting a new friend in need of a home.
You sure did, Andromachos.
Don't let me get on your bad side.
I doubt you shall see it, Samuel. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
See, I used to be in a gang. They were my whole existence. If you asked me who I was, I would have said, I'm a murdering bastard.
Okay.
Once I got away, I realized how small-minded that was. I was Sam before I was a murdering bastard, but that's how I was choosing to brand myself. My old gang's still around, and they're still branding themselves like that. They can't see themselves as anything but killers.
Okay.
Very astute, Samuel. I favor the clinical term, however, which is labeling.
Okay.
You correctly discovered that labeling is a reductive act. When we call ourselves names, even if we find them accurate, we create prophecies we are doomed to fulfill. For millennia, I thought of myself as a killer. It was not untrue that killing was how I made my way in the world. I was an unstoppable warrior and assassin. But with this label, I limited myself for ages. I did not only kill people, I also killed potential aspirations I might have had. See whether you can catch me doing some labeling in my next few statements.
Okay.
I am so old, I am ancient.
Oh, come on. I know you've been kicking around a long time, but don't go labeling yourself as ancient.
But according to definition, I am ancient. It is not a label, but a specific classification of my age.
Well, you look pretty good for being ancient then.
The secret is moisturizer.
The secret is moisturizer.
Call me whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner. How shall I describe myself? Yes, I am a...
Well, that's about as clear a labeling as it gets. Yeah, we vampires tend to do a lot of killing, but reducing ourselves to killers ain't doing us any favor.
Excellent, Samuel. You are correct. Labels can be cages that we lock ourselves in. I was a mere murderer for most of my existence because that is how I labeled myself.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Sam Walls, the murderer, reprobate, and good for nothing.
Those are not how I would describe the Sam Walls I see before me. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
I think that's all of them. Or at least the ones that were the most obvious to me.
That you recognize the concept of cognitive distortions at all is most impressive, Samuel. What took me nearly 3 millennia to understand took you merely 2 centuries.
That means we did it 15 times faster than him.
Oh, come on, you're just flattering me. I'm just a dope stumbling his way through one life.
Are you now? Tell me, Samuel, what kind of cognitive distortion are you exhibiting when you call yourself a dope?
Labeling.
Yeah, I'm doing some labeling. I gotta watch myself, huh?
As long as we retain any humanity, we will have cognitive distortions. What we are aiming for is not to become perfect beings, but to understand and accept ourselves. As long as we can recognize cognitive distortions, we can address our real challenges. One cannot drink blood from a straw man, after all.
Okay.
I ain't never heard that one before, but I like it.
If it helps solidify the concept in your mind, then I am well satisfied.
Okay.
I know you came to learn from me, so I will do my best to honor your good intentions. Let us ensure that you understand the concepts of labeling, control fallacies, and Nosferatu thinking.
Okay.
I will give you a series of statements, and each one will contain a cognitive distortion for you to identify. I will begin.
Okay.
If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
Okay, so that's not labeling. I think that's black and white
Right.
thinking.
He's acting powerless, like a man clinging to the whiskey bottle. What Andromachos say that distortion was?
If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end.
Well, that there's a control fallacy, sir. You're acting like you've got no control, but you could lay down some ground rules for guests, or some newspaper.
Or express concern to my friends that they have not been toilet trained. Very good, Samuel. Let me try another. I am Andromachus, the ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean, the mortal's bane.
Well, that's definitely some intense labeling. Those are some hard names to get over.
You were not wrong. Those names followed me for millennia. It was most stifling. Let me try another then. If my club's revenues do not significantly increase, I will end up living on the street.
That is a control fallacy.
Oh, no, wait. This is some extreme thinking. I know there's a cognitive distortion.
If my club's revenues do not significantly increase, I will end up...
That there's got to be Nosferatu thinking. There's a huge space between making a ton of profit and living on the street.
Okay, but couldn't it also be control because he has control about changing his living situation here? This is pretty lavish living, you know?
Indeed, you are correct. I run my club at a considerable loss, but 3,000 years of banking interest means that money is not really an object to me anyway.
Huh.
Samuel, now I am not only intrigued by you, but also impressed. I would very much like to teach you my ways, but I must demand something of you first.
All right, what can I do for you, Andromachus?
I'm here to learn.
You must receive therapy yourself. I will not have you seeing clients without a commitment to your own mental health.
I mean, that's valid.
Oh, now, hold on just a minute. I don't know that I need therapy. I'm feeling pretty good about myself these days.
Okay, and we got ads in 5 seconds. So I'm not going to push the story ahead while people are in ads. So everyone get up and stretch. Fill your water. I'll be back in 2 minutes. You know, it says that we're going to have ads, but they haven't started, so I don't know what to do here. I need an adult. I swear, as soon as I click this, it's going to run ads.
Samuel, we all need therapy to live in this world. You have been speaking in cognitive distortions since the moment you walked into my office.
I have. I didn't even notice.
They are most insidious, but I am here to help you identify and challenge them.
And there's the ads. Ugh. Welcome back from ad jail. Hope you all are well.
You have walked alone for too long, Samuel. Allow me to share my experience with you.
Well, all right, if you say so. I appreciate your taking the time to work on this, old cowpoke.
We have all the time in the world, Samuel. But for now, you must be eager for something fresh. Please, dance, drink your fill. We will begin tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, then. Well, sir, it's been an honor.
So we get to explore Sam's story here.
Sir, you know.
All right, then, Andromachos.
Andromachos.
Hey, Andromachos.
Just call me Andy.
Call him Andy. Got it.
All right, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Perfect. We don't need to know his name. I like how they use this for the scene change, though. The curtains.
Look at all them mortals, sweating, blood pumping. I am thirsty. There ain't no power on this earth that'll get me on a dance floor.
All right, and our little journal's lit up. What do we got here? What's changed? So, we all make cognitive distortions. Cognitive distortion types ain't weapons to beat ourselves up with. They're just ways to categorize our thoughts. We can exhibit more than one distortion at the same time, and some distortions are even subcategories of other distortions. Identifying cognitive distortion is just one tool in the therapist's toolbox. Empathy and compassion are some of the best tools we've got. And then we have renamed all of our things. And then, yeah, there we go.
Maybe I'll see if the bartender's got anything for me.
If it isn't Clint Eastwood again. How'd it go, cowboy?
Seems I'll be sticking around. Guess I'd better get used to things around here.
Good to hear. About time someone helped Andy with his work. Seems you vampires have a lot of problems to fix. Name's Crimson, by the way.
Fine meeting you, Crimson. How do you know so much about what Andy's doing?
Pillow talk. I'm his blood partner.
His blood partner.
No shit. How's a mortal get hooked up with an ancient vampire?
Okay, so she's not a vampire.
I stumbled into one of his lairs in Madagascar, found a cave while climbing a mountain, and there he was, naked in a hot tub.
He's got a hot tub in a cave in Madagascar?
Dang. Must have been a sight.
You ain't kidding, cowboy. Didn't expect a luxury apartment with a gorgeous naked vampire inside of a mountain.
Okay, so he's got a whole apartment in the mountain. Interesting.
We hit it off, and he asked me to come back here with him. I like an adventure, so I said, what the hell? I'll date the gorgeous Dracula. But what are you doing talking to me, cowboy? The blood's running hot on the dance floor, and these kids don't mind a little biting.
Ain't no way I'm dancing. There's gotta be a better way to get something fresh to drink.
That's right. Ain't no way I'm dancing. I agree, Sam.
Reinhard, look. It's a mean, old, sexy cowboy.
Stop
who
calling me
rejected us
old!
earlier.
Can I fight them?
I wasn't trying to ruin your night. I don't know how things work around here, and I didn't want to breach goth club etiquette.
You can buy us drinks to make it up to us. You might even get lucky.
We are feeling forgiving tonight. Very forgiving.
They're secretly vampire hunters and they're gonna put a stake through my heart and it's gonna be a game over.
Pleasures of the flesh ain't exactly what I'm after tonight.
That's because you haven't been with us yet. Buy us a drink, and you will discover great satisfaction, Byons.
Okay. Tell them they're not your type. Tell them alcohol is bad for them. Tell them you don't have the money. Tell them they can support themselves.
I ain't buying you a drink. I think I'd be insulting your economic status.
Mein Lieber, don't worry about us. We just like to feel special. We have lucrative jobs in IT.
So you say, but you're asking me to buy you a drink.
Oh yeah? Well, maybe you can help me. See, my printer died again. Getting real tired of these things.
Please, we are here to party. But get a laser printer.
Get a laser printer. There you go.
Thanks for the tip. That ink seems to be more valuable than blood. Look, kids, you seem like nice enough folks, but I wasn't planning on buying drinks tonight.
Stop teasing the cowboy, Kinder. They're just messing with you. Drinks are free here.
Drinks are free. I want to go to this club.
Dang, really? I ain't never been to a saloon with free hooch.
It's how the vampires feed.
Call it a drink exchange.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. So, everyone here knows they might be sharing blood?
Only as long as there's consent. We like to create a safe environment here.
So, could I go drink and not consent to give up my blood? Is that an option here, Crimson?
Why don't you take Reinhard and Maxie here back to the kink room?
No, I don't want to.
Wait, kink room?
Mm-hmm. You're not in Kansas anymore, cowboy. We are not afraid of sex here.
I'm from Missouri, but point taken.
Missouri.
Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do in there. Just have fun and drink your fill, handsome. I'm sure I'll be seeing plenty of you.
Maybe.
Maxie, Reinhard, this is one of our special customers.
Ach so, ein Vampir. I'm thinking we are all getting lucky then.
My neck scrubs with anticipation.
Get out of here, guys.
Dang. Guess I'm going to a kink room then. Thanks, Crimson.
Wait, I don't get a vote?
I knew a man who wore this much leather couldn't be boring.
Is it that much leather?
Yeah, well, you got me pegged.
Bad choice of words, Sam.
Is that what we are doing now? Give me the document and I will sign myself up for it.
Womp womp.
Well, I really ain't in Missouri no more. Look, I'm more into Biden.
Oh, your teeth look perfect. Are you going to bite me with those?
Maybe, Reinhard.
That's the plan. Who's going first?
Oh, me.
Well, step right on up. Remember, Sammy boy, just stick the tips of them fangs into the blue veins and we'll all have a nice time.
He's got to remind himself. Oh wait, I gotta play a mini game here.
Oh, das hat sich gut angefühlt.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Maybe.
Is it my turn yet?
What if I do it wrong?
Sure thing. Come on over.
Like, what happens if I do this wrong? Like,
Nicht meine Arterien.
I don't know what that means. Not my. Well, now I need a German translator. Switch. Sneak. Not my. Artery. Not my arteries. All right. Do not bite their arteries. Got it.
Shucks, my aim's off tonight.
Sure is.
Dang it, that collar's in the way.
Or the challenge makes it more fun.
Does it?
Oh, shucks, I missed. It's a little dark in here.
Do you need me to guide you, Honigmörchen? Nicht meine Arterien.
Shucks, my aim's off tonight.
Oh, Reinhard, the hot old vampire wore me out.
Me too, Maxie. I feel as though I have set up a mail server.
Yeah, I googled it, Labby.
Reinhard, mein Sucke Fledermaus. Ich bin so müde, sexy zu sein.
That's a lot of German.
I will get us a taxi cab, Liebchen. Und du, cowboy? Next time we will talk about that thing you mentioned earlier.
The printer? You're gonna fix my printer?
Oh, yeah, sure thing, fella. You can help me with my new laser printer.
Hey,
Now that I've had something to drink, I should probably get to my coffin.
we're getting a laser printer, gang.
Wait a moment. I see you got your fill. Are you heading out?
Yes.
Yeah, I figure I could use some shut-eye. I locked up my coffin over at the storage center.
That's a strange place to leave your coffin, Sam.
Storage center. Please, you can use my guest coffin. I insist. You must be well rested for the challenges ahead.
I mean, it saves me walking across town, so.
Guess I got a big night tomorrow, huh? I should get a good day's sleep.
Wonderful. Please, follow me.
Well, dang. This is mighty plush. Guess it's one of them smart coffins.
There's a TV in this coffin.
Let's see what's on TV. Hey, I remember this movie. We were so proud to finally get some representation. Not sure I should stay up watching movies, though.
Relatable. How much of the movie did they put in here?
Well,
Not
ain't
much.
much else to do in here. I think it's about time I hit the hay. Hope I'm cut out for all this.
Samuel, good evening. I hope you slept well.
We have because our little story thing here. Okay, cool.
Like the dead, as they say.
I was hoping to save you some breakfast, but I've already sent them on their way.
Sad.
Oh, that's all right. I'm still pretty full from last night. Them goth types were practically throwing themselves at me.
I am not surprised. Perhaps I should be concerned that some of my guests will follow you home.
Don't do that. There's not enough room in the coffin.
If I still had mortal circulation, I'd be blushing.
Why are you so embarrassed, Samuel?
Ah, hell. Guess we should just save it for therapy, huh? We gonna get started now?
If you like.
We've already started.
Why not? I'm eager to get going. Let loose, Doc.
Very well. Let's start with the first question any therapist asks then. What brought you to me? Why is becoming a therapist so important to you?
Well, gosh, I remember what it was like. Being all angry, hungry, and scared all the time. It ain't no way to live. When I see vampires acting the way I used to, I just need to show them there's more to unlife.
And why is that up to you?
You know that. Why is it your job,
You
Sam?
of all people know how lost our kind can be. Preying on the weak, dating mortal high schoolers.
Yeah, don't do that.
I've got to make them see their potential. That's what I'm here for. I know it.
That is a lot of responsibility to place on yourself.
You got a funny look in your eye. Am I doing one of them distortion things?
You are most perceptive. Yes. Perhaps you can tell me what it is.
Okay.
When you say you are here to make vampires see the world differently, in what way are you distorting reality?
I'm acting like I have control over what other people do.
Well, I guess that's a control fallacy, right? I can't assume I'll be able to help other vampires the way I was helped.
Very good, Samuel. Control fallacies are hard to avoid when one feels strongly about something. Your fate is not to transform every vampire you ever meet, even those who are your clients. You will do what you can do, and that is enough. But I am eager to learn how you develop this desire to help our kin find a different way of thinking.
Well, like I told you when I first V-mailed you, I was a real nasty son of a bitch when I first became a vampire. When I look back and see what a no-account piece of shit I was, I ain't nothing but embarrassed. It all seems pretty stupid to me now. Here we are living forever and all we can do is kill? It's the dumbest thing I ever did here.
I am going to stop
Okay.
you for a moment. Stupid, no-account piece of shit, nasty son of a bitch, dumbest thing.
That's labeling.
Do you hear the way you are talking about yourself?
With respect, sir, I earned all them names. I killed women and children. Half the ghost towns out west are my doing. I didn't think of nobody but myself.
Pretend you are my therapist. If I sat here and called myself a no-account piece of shit,
I'd say you were doing some labeling. And I guess I'd tell you to look at yourself a little more kindly.
There we
extend
go.
the same compassion to yourself then, Samuel. How are you to move on from being a nasty son of a bitch if you are labeling yourself?
True.
If you wish to be a guide to other vampires, you must start with compassion for them and for yourself.
Okay.
So, now that you've gotten all that horrible name-calling out of the way, please tell me, how did you find your sense of purpose?
Well,
How did I?
was on the run, you see. The Wild West was ending, and the Pinkertons were starting to get the better of my gang. I went into hiding and found a strange group of folks out in the country. They knew I was an outlaw right away, but they didn't judge me for it.
They didn't judge us.
They
Cool.
didn't even care that I was a vampire. They welcomed me like a friend, even shared their blood with me.
So they showed
Taught me how to
compassion.
appreciate the beauty of the night, and I started seeing things I'd never noticed before. They taught me my letters, philosophy, and how to question things instead of being scared of them.
Okay.
I think about them every day of my own life. They somehow freed themselves of all the judgments of the time and were better off for it.
These must have been the 19th century American transcendentalists, yes?
Yes, sir. I'm glad I died when I did, because their like just don't exist no more. Once my community died out, I started walking. That was something else they taught me how to do. There ain't nothing like having a walk and a think. I walked in nature for about 90 years and just took in all the grace and beauty of my country.
Okay.
I guess I was kind of selfish, though. I should have been helping other vampires the way the Transcendentalists helped me.
Possibly.
Why?
Why waste 90 years walking when I should have been helping others? Seems pretty obvious to me. I could have done a lot of good in that time.
I mean, possibly, but like the walking and thinking and self-reflection is definitely a part of your character growth here, Sam.
But your should turns that which you could find fulfilling into a duty. You create an extrinsic motivator.
Okay.
Should statements are another cognitive distortion, something created by your own mind. Nature asks almost nothing of you.
Okay.
Even if your should comes from a place of good, it creates undue pressure.
Okay.
And what do we do once we are pressured? We resent the shoulds. We procrastinate. And as you know, we have a lot of time to procrastinate.
Okay.
You got that right. Why do today what you could do next century?
Exactly. Should statements remove the intrinsic joy from that which you find fulfilling?
Okay.
Hold on, though. Ain't there some things we really should do?
Of course, there are things we must do, but nature herself tells us what they are. We invent the rest. Here, let me give you an exercise.
Okay.
Listen closely. See whether you can find the should statement that is a distortion.
Okay.
I should go to the vampire dentist. You know what they say. If you have bad fangs, you get bad blood.
That creates an
That's the
obligation.
one. No one should go to a dentist. Goddamn butchers.
That is not true. We have to go to the dentist. Our teeth are important to us.
True.
How long has it been since you've seen the dentist, Samuel?
Too long. I just had 4, 5, 6 matches in a row. Like one team was just missing a person. On your team or against you?
No, not since the Civil War, and I'd rather keep it that way.
We'll talk about that in another session. Let's try again.
Okay.
I should drink blood today.
I mean, if I don't, we have my team 1 against. Weird. I know there were some server issues when I was playing this morning, so I wonder if they're persisting and getting worse.
Well, I guess if you don't want to drink blood, you don't have to.
I mean, yes, but how long can you go without drinking
I'll
blood?
die if I don't. Permanently.
So I guess you should drink blood.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Try again. I should take my blood partner Crimson out on a date.
Yeah.
Saying you should take Crimson out on a date is a should statement. You've turned something you want to do into something you have to do.
True.
That's right, Samuel. You know, I couldn't be more pleased with you. Your time in nature was clearly well spent.
Well, thanks, I suppose. But if you don't mind my saying so, I hope you're treating that mortal lady right.
Yes, we like Crimson.
Please, ask her yourself.
All right. So we get up, walk away from Andy, and just go ask his partner like how he's treating her in the middle of therapy, right? That's how that works.
I imagine she would share her blood with you. You look like her type.
Hold on. I've only been in Europe for a couple of days. I ain't gonna go after my teacher's girlfriend.
She does what she wishes, and that is why I chose her as my blood partner.
So
Samuel, even if it beats no longer, You have a good heart. I think you will be an excellent therapist.
Thanks, Andy.
So far, that good heart of mine hasn't amounted to much, but I'm willing to give it my best shot.
You are uncomfortable with praise, aren't you, Samuel? Every time I say something positive, you find a way to negate it.
I just don't think I should be doing any bragging. I spent my first 50 years killing. I spent the next 90 walking in the woods.
Okay, so we were 140
I've
at that
tried to walk
point.
a better path since then, but I ain't no saint, Auntie.
Okay.
I did not say you were. Having met several so-called saints, I can attest that none of them were either.
That's unfortunate.
I understand your discomfort, Samuel. I, too, have done terrible things that I cannot erase. But is erasing the good I have done worthwhile?
Well, I guess when you put it like that, it sounds kind of silly.
Okay.
It's another cognitive distortion, one that mortal psychologists call disqualifying the positive.
All right, let's just pop in here for a minute. Okay, so should statements. Sometimes we judge others and ourselves with arbitrary rules on how things should be, and then we get hopping mad when our expectations ain't met. Good statements can put a lot of pressure on us, but there ain't too many universal rules. Heck, we should probably be dead because our hearts ain't beating. But it seems that ain't true. I'm a vampire. I should live in a castle. When you're in a gang, the gang needs to be your family and no one else. A killer boy must never show fear. On account of all the nasty stuff I've done, I can feel like a good for nothing sometimes, but that's disqualifying the positive, canceling out the good and leaving the bad. It ain't a distortion to see the positive in yourself or in a situation. It's just being honest. The Three Stooges smack each other in the heads a bunch, though I still like them. Yeah, I guess I can turn into a bat, but any vampire with their fangs can do that. You rescued a kitten, but she drinks mortal blood every night, so one good deed means nothing.
I understand that the actions of your past are difficult to bear, but what we are here to do is accept reality, with both its positive and negative aspects. I'm
Okay.
not saying that you should disqualify your negative actions, but merely note when you disqualify the positive ones.
Okay.
Let us try an exercise. See whether you can challenge me when I disqualify my positive deeds.
Okay.
I am Andromachos, one of the most powerful vampires alive.
It is multiplayer. It is free if you have Prime on Epic Games. I don't know if you want to play it. You could definitely check it out. It is a multiplayer kind of sandbox game, but it has a dynamic economy. So anything that you do that affects the economy, like if you dump, thousands of a resource in a system, you'll actually depress the price. But we play in on an instant server, so we don't have to play with other players that aren't in our group. So we don't have to worry about too much PvP, but there is NPC combat still.
Before I became the vampire I am now, I did exceptionally terrible things.
Okay, but you do
Well, that's
positive
the
things
one.
now.
Of course you done plenty of good stuff too.
But I wasn't talking about the positive things I have done, Samuel. Let us continue. I
Okay.
have defiled the innocent. I have killed countless people.
Okay.
The good I now do pales in comparison to the evil I have done.
That's the one. You're literally disqualifying the positive by comparing it to the evil stuff you done.
Well done, Samuel. I believe the recognition of this distortion will serve you well when you start to see clients tomorrow.
I'm gonna start seeing clients already.
I only just started learning these here cognitive distortion things.
I
Okay.
will, of course, be with you. You needn't worry. I can sense your instincts and will help you.
Okay.
But tomorrow, I just don't feel ready yet.
My friend, we are never truly ready. But if it would ease your concerns, we can practice with further examples. Would that be helpful to you?
Kinda.
Yeah, I think I could use the help.
Very well, Samuel. Let's try some examples. I will give you a statement, and you find the cognitive distortion in it.
Okay.
I am far sexier than movie vampires. Therefore, I should be a movie star.
That is
This should be an easy one, Samuel. The distortion I am displaying is right in the name. I am far sex.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy one. That's a should statement right there. But you're not insecure enough to be an actor anyway.
Excellent,
Okay.
Samuel. Would you like another exercise?
Yes,
If I
because
cannot
clearly
consume
I'm
high
failing.
quality blood, I might as well drink blood from Florida.
That's Nosferatu thinking, ain't it?
Correct, Samuel. That being said, I am sure there is still decent blood to drink in Florida, but I will bring a test kit anyway.
Why do you need a test
Would
kit?
you like another exercise? I am an antediluvian old fart.
That's labeling.
Well, that sounds like labeling to me. You ain't just an old fart. Are you actually older than the flood, though?
Do I look that old?
Oh, not at all. I was just...
I am joking, Samuel. Don't
I like how
worry.
you can see
The
their little
before
fangs there.
was at least 1,000 years before I was born.
At least
Would you
1,000.
like another exercise? With my terrifying powers, I know I shall never be destroyed.
That's a control fallacy.
I think that's a control fallacy, unless you know something I don't.
That's correct, Samuel. Though my powers are indeed phenomenal, the universe holds mysteries and dangers I cannot fathom.
Okay.
Would you like another exercise?
Yeah.
I may hold vast knowledge, but acquiring it was inevitable thanks to my immortality.
I may hold vast knowledge, but acquiring it was inevitable.
Try once more, Samuel. Is what I am saying. I may hold vast knowledge, but acquiring it was inevitable.
I know that one. That's disqualifying the positive for sure.
I
Okay.
knew you would catch that one.
Clearly I didn't.
Would you like another exercise? I am lazy and useless because I slept the night away in my coffin.
Well, that's just labeling, Chief. Ain't nothing wrong with having a sleep in once in a while.
Well
Okay.
done, Samuel. Would you like another exercise? I got
Well, how many of these
all
do they
over the
have?
Last time I drank. I am always so messy. I am making quite a judgment based on a single incident. I got blood all over me the last time I drank. I am making quite a judgment based on I got blood all over me the last time I drank. I am making quite a judgment based on a single incident. I got blood.
That sounds like Nosferatu thinking to me. Everyone has a messy feed from
Okay,
time
so
to time.
clearly I'm missing something here. Sometimes things can seem black and white, win or lose, famine or feast, live or die, like everything's a big showdown. Feel like we only got two options: win the day or end up with a stake in the heart.
That's absolutely right. The dry cleaning bill is punishment enough without the self-judgment. Would you
Okay.
like another exercise? I should speak at least 300 languages, including Java. I do live forever after all. In this statement, I am putting considerable pressure on myself, but I should speak at least 300 languages, including Java. I do live forever after all.
Well, that's one of them should statements, ain't it? Nobody's making you learn Java.
Thank goodness for that. Would you like another exercise? Whenever I meet a crypto vampire, I cannot control myself. I must destroy them. Remember what powers we have and what powers we do not have. That is, whenever I meet a crypto vampire, I cannot control myself. I must destroy them.
Well, that sounds like a control fallacy to me. I'm sure you don't have to kill crypto vampires.
Indeed, Samuel. They are dead inside anyway.
Okay.
Would you like another exercise? Someone
Exercise in the
complimented my
program.
suit the other day, but he did so only because he feared my godlike powers. What am I doing by discrediting myself? Someone complimented my...
Sounds like you're disqualifying the positive to me. Your clothes are pretty damn snappy.
I think that is plenty of practice. I applaud your diligence.
I think I'm good.
I'm not confident in this.
All right, Samuel. You must be hungry now. I suggest you get the liter inside you.
How much is a liter?
Just get enough to drink, Samuel. We will not be able to work if you are hungry or tired.
Okay.
Now, please excuse me. I do have a date with Crimson tonight. I suspect I shall not return until nearly morning.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. I hope you have a nice night out, Mr. Andy.
You as well, Samuel. Rest in peace.
Do I get to watch a movie in my coffin again?
Ah, Samuel, glad to see you are awake. Your first client is on his way.
All right.
What, already? Look, Mr. Andy, sir, are you sure I'm ready for this? These are people's brains I'm messing with.
They sure are.
My friend, you are a powerful vampire in your own right. To be so young and have so much empathy is quite a gift.
Okay.
All you need to do is listen, and I know the truth will reveal itself to you.
Shucks, wish I had your confidence.
Well, to a limited extent, I can see the future. If you are about to misinterpret a client's distortions, I will set you back on the right path.
Okay.
You can see the future?
I got questions about that.
It's not that impressive, really. You start to see the patterns after 1,000 years or so.
Well, dang. If seeing the future ain't impressive, that's gotta be a distortion. Disqualifying the positive, it's gotta be.
You barely require my aid as it is.
We'll see. We'll see, Andy.
If you need guidance,
This will go very
I will
poorly
contact
for
you
everyone.
Telepathically.
Telepathically?
Don't think about it too much. When you are 3,000, such things will cease to impress you.
But I'm not 3,000.
Dr. Drain, huh? You ain't got no first name?
Dr. Drain, 450, male, English. Dr. Drain is a class of 1614 graduate of the Royal College of Physicians. He studied the nature of blood for the last several centuries. Became a vampire after a post-mortem blood transfusion experiment. Now runs the Global Pharmaceutical Research Company. Is now concerned that he has developed an addiction to a drug of his own formulation. Suggestion: detected strong irritability on the phone. Investigate Drain's drinking and sleeping habits.
Many vampires go by one name. Families and titles seem to become more abstract after a certain age.
Huh. So is it funny that he kept the title?
Indeed, you catch on quickly, despite your habit of disqualifying the positive.
Okay.
I will let you work now. I shall be meditating in my coffin, but I will sense when you need my help.
Okay.
But
Samuel, I know you can handle this. Be yourself, and all will be well.
All right, let's see what we got here. Bye, Andy.
bless it all, I hate flying.
Okay, you hate flying.
Hey there.
Hello.
God's blood,
Drain.
what on earth are you? My name's Sam. I'm the new therapist. Make yourself comfortable, Dr. Drain. And American as well. Good God. It's not enough for you lot to take over the world of the living. Even the halls of the dead aren't safe from you.
You don't like us.
Oh well. I suppose your lot are all into this touchy-feely stuff, aren't you? And ignorance, even American ignorance, is bliss, I suppose. Oh, sweet ignorance, how I do wish I knew thee.
Okay.
Damn it, how am I gonna work with this fella? I gotta ask Annie.
Right, Samuel.
Welcome in, Raiders. Mega, how was Core Island? If anyone has to raid and run, eat, sleep, drink, pet your cat, pet your dog, water your plants, charge your devices, get some fresh air, or do any of your little self-care tasks, please do so. Self-care is important. Can't take care of the world if you're not taking care of yourself. Good, you're making a ton of progress? Cool. How far are you? Mega, if you want to introduce yourself to the community, tell them a little about your stream. Now's a good time to do so because we got an ad break coming up in a couple minutes. So we can sit and chat with you. we can do the ad break, and then we can get back to the game. Unless you gotta go right away. Yeah, ads in 2 minutes. So, you know, if you want to tell the community a little about yourself and your stream, now's a good time to do that. And while Mega tells you a little about himself, I will run the Stream Raiders battle. Can you tell us a frog fact? Mega also has a redeem where we can request a frog fact. Toads are a species of frog. Ooh. Frog fact: the gliding frog, Razophorus, Negro palmatus frog can glide. The gliding frog, Brachiophorus Negro palmatus, can glide through the air using skin flaps on his sides and webbing between his toes. Look at that. Flying frogs. It's a flying squirrel of frogs. Yeah, exactly. I did not know that frog fact. I didn't know that there was a flying frog. So we're out here learning stuff from our friend Mega. Mega does the Coral Island, Valheim, Coral Island. Mega also plays Stream Raiders over on his channel. And, you know, he is a frog tuber. They also play Teamfight Tactics sometimes. Marvel Rivals. So, you know, if any of that sounds fun and interesting, go give Mega a follow. You can find out when our frog tuber friend goes live next. And yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. Not that kind of shoot, Levy. Wrong kind of shoot. Everybody run. Squirrel's got a gun. Lucy Pancake. Christian said you know them. I want to contact them and figure out who made their rolling kitty emote. I do know Lucy. Lucy is a very major part of this community. Lucy works during the day now. So, the best way to get a hold of them would be... I mean, I could just ask Lucy next time I talk to her. You want me to just ask Lucy and get back to you? I'm assuming that it's just a gift that she found somewhere. Because I don't know what Lucy's stream schedule is now that she's back at work. So I wouldn't be able to tell you when to find her. Yeah, I'll just DM Lucy right now and I'll ask her if she knows. It might just be a gift that she found somewhere. I'll just leave her a DM now. She's probably in bed already. All right, I left her a DM asking where she got it or if it's custom made, and I will get back to you as soon as I have an answer, Mega. But I know a number of her emotes are just like things that aren't custom made, so I'm not sure if she found it somewhere. Ooh, yeah, that'd be one. If it's just a generic one, depending on how many frames it is, I could probably whip together a recolor for you. That probably wouldn't take too long, depending on how many frames it was. Let me just real quick, while I'm thinking of it. So this guy, right? If I had to guess, that's only 4 or 5 frames. Browse. It is 24 frames. I would have been mistaken about how many frames it was. So it would not be a simple recolor if I did it for you, but I could definitely do a recolor if that's all we're looking for. Depending on what your cat looks like. But yeah, 24 frames probably wouldn't even take that long. Depending on how extensive you need it. Because I exported it to find out how many frames it was. Did you know that I do emote edits on the side? You know, this guy was holding a skull originally, but now he's got a hot cocoa. You asked Tiffany how to do it, but she wasn't sure how. Fair. But you know, like simple edits like a recolor, absolutely something I could whip together for you, you know? Depending on what your cat looks like. You know, if you want that converted into a full-on tuxedo cat, that's probably more time-consuming because I'd have to edit them frame by frame, right? It's not just a change the colors or make it a black cat or something, you know? If you know how to do it, and if it's stepping on or whatever the chart is. Yeah, I'll find out from Lucy. If it's a generic cat image that we found on the internet, it shouldn't be a big deal. If it is custom made, I will find out who the artist is for you. But she doesn't have an artist listed for it, so I couldn't possibly tell you based on the information we have on hand, right? 3 cats. One is all white, one is tort, and the other is black and white. All white would be quick. All white would be easy. The other 2 would be time consuming because it's 24 individual images that have to be edited. Whereas for all white, you know, we just go edit out all the brown parts and make them white, you know? So it's just select and fill at that point. But I'll get back to you as soon as I know. Are you all right, Samuel?
You gave me this fella as my first client?
Why not? He is clearly hiding very little about his state of mind.
How am I supposed to help him when he already sees me as the bad guy?
True.
Use your instincts, Samuel. Think about how you have felt in your darkest hours.
Okay.
What does this poor vampire want?
He wants a reality check. He wants to leave. He wants to complain.
I think he just wants to complain.
Perceptive, Samuel. He can hardly stop himself, can he?
So, what? I just let him complain?
Yep.
Of course. Just give him a starting point to let it all out. It will make him feel better.
But like as people talk, that will reveal more information for which we can act upon and make an assessment.
Well,
No
if
problem,
you say
Mega.
so.
Don't worry, Samuel. You are doing wonderfully. I will release your time now.
All right. Enjoy your after stream care. Be safe. I'll be here. Thanks for trusting me with your community.
Well, are you just going to sit there? I was just gonna ask how your trip here was. My trip? My trip was bloody wonderful. Until my familiar got a flat tire and I had to fly 30 kilometers here as a bat.
Wait. Your familiar got a flat tire? Is your familiar a car?
I hate being a bat and I hate flying. Do you know an owl tried to eat me? Me, a creature that has lived for centuries, treated like common prey.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be common prey either.
I'm surprised he was even interested. You should see what an ugly little beastie I am when I transform. All I could do was screech and squeak until he went away.
I mean, sounds like a chipmunk if you ask me.
Well, I suppose I'm alive, in a manner of speaking anyway. You all right there, pal? Yes, I'm fine. Well, I'm not, of course. I wouldn't be here otherwise. But for the sake of conversational integrity, fine.
Okay.
I take it you read my case file and know why I'm here?
See, I know why you're here, Drain.
You're here for an addiction problem. Yes. Embarrassing, isn't it?
Okay, so just okay. So yes, once we get their client record, we do tape it in here. So if we do forget something, we can always look it up.
What's to be embarrassed about? I remember when Ulysses S. Grant was president. Didn't seem to bother him. Oh, well, of course. How wonderful it is that I share the mental failings of people who only live a single lifetime.
Okay.
Hey, come on now. There's a part of us that's still mortal. Can't help that, just like we can't help being dead. So I'm discovering. Look, I just need some tips and I'll be on my way. Just give me all the tricks. Whatever one does to make addictions go away.
It's not that simple, Drain.
Tips. Let me think.
Suggest some moderate addictions, just some tasty suggests a hug. Suggest there are no easy
Partner,
solutions.
there ain't no tips that'll magically cure you, but I'm here to listen. You know, I never in my life thought anyone would ever call me partner. Like partner, but not with a T.
That's correct.
And I know how you English love your tea.
Sam,
Thank goodness we can still process tea. We cannot live on blood alone. I appreciate the concern, though.
okay.
I must admit, I rather saw myself above this whole addiction thing. But tell you what, let's not worry about being above or below anything. You're here now, so let's see what we can do.
Okay, let's talk this through,
What
Drain.
exactly are you addicted to? It's a form of plasma, a catalytic compound of my own design, a necessary component of my own scientific goals.
Okay.
You're losing me.
Yeah, I'm not following either. Hey, bestie. How's it going? There is a trigger warning up above. Just in case. There's a lot of things that go on in this game. But how you doing? Welcome in. I assuming that you saw my message. I was lurking the other game. Yeah, I figure that a lot of people don't wanna. I feel like more people lurk with the spaceship game, right? Especially with the randomly doing flips and turns and stuff. I assume you saw my message. If you need, I can just go over how to do the randomized output thing on Thursday morning when I do co-working.
Well, let me try to make it simple. I have been able to replicate and even alter the molecular patterns that vampiric erythrocyte surface receptors receive.
What is an erythrocyte? Erythrocyte. Erythrocyte is also known as red blood cells. For anyone that was curious. Okay, so I've been able to replicate and even alter the molecular patterns that vampire red blood cell surface receptors receive. Okay.
Our unique physiology gives us an increased ligand affinity, which is how we are able to process blood the way that we do.
Okay.
I can extend this receptivity and thus achieve my true goal: synthetic blood, freedom from the hunger that plagues us, and hope for all humanity.
Okay.
Well, dang, that sounds pretty impressive, Doc.
Fairly impressive.
Well, it doesn't work without a vampiric catalyst, and that is the plasma I am addicted to.
Okay.
Pathetic, isn't it? I have spent 400 years trying to steal the secret of blood, only to be engulfed by it, like Prometheus walking into a fireplace.
Okay.
Pathetic? Doc, where the heck would you get a word like that? You've come up with a synthetic blood. Man, I can barely get my spurs on some mornings.
I've never tried to put spurs on, so I can't relate.
Maybe you had a setback or two, but give yourself a little credit, compadre. Credit? For wasting 400 years? Practically speaking, I'm in the same place as I was back when King James was in power. Only now I have a drug problem.
Okay.
Perhaps I must face facts. My professor was right. Nothing we ever do will make a damned bit of difference.
Okay.
Samuel, listen to him. Do you recognize his patterns of thought?
Okay.
There's some distortions in there, ain't there?
I knew you would sense them.
Yes.
Invite him to talk more about this failure of his.
I'll do my best. Now hold on just a minute there, cowpoke. I've heard you talk a lot about failure. But it sure sounds to me like you ain't thinking clearly if you think you're a failure.
No one's a
I'm a
failure.
realist, that's all.
Okay.
I'm saying I am surely the oldest, most well-studied doctor in the world. I should have achieved more than this.
And you're disqualifying the positive things you've done.
I wonder who told Dr. Drain that he needed to do so much.
I'm saying I am surely the oldest, most well-studied doctor in the world. I should have achieved more than this.
Okay.
Well, who said you should have achieved more?
No, you are? You're the oldest, most studied doctor in the world, Dovey?
Isn't it obvious? I should have something to show for 400 years of work.
Okay.
And what happens if you don't? Absolutely nothing at all.
Okay.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah, there's no downside even
Not
if
as
you take
encouraging
longer.
as you think it is. Ain't meant to be encouraging, just showing you a little reality.
Which one is a vampire so I can crush on them? They're both vampires. This is Sam Wells. This is Dr. Drain. And the ghost guy that appears over here on the right is Andrew Makos. So everyone's a vampire. You're a vampire giving therapy to vampires. You're not a failure, Dovey. No, none of you is a failure. If anyone wants to call themselves a failure, they're getting put in the corner and put in timeout.
Well, it's all my fault, really. I cannot seem to motivate my scientists to reach the necessary level of dedication. It's always shocking to me how little urgency mortals have around death.
Okay.
So it's all your fault that you haven't come up with the perfect synthetic blood.
But does it? Does it, Dubby?
It can't be anyone else's fault. Only I have the skill, the knowledge, and the experience.
Okay.
Pardon me for saying so, Doc, but it sounds like what you're doing is pretty dang
I'm
complicated.
already in a corner. I mean, you're not. Your desk faces into the corner, Levy. You're not actually in the corner yet.
It sounds to me like you're some kind of god if you expect control over life itself. Please, I am a scientist, not a spiritualist. It is not control I seek, but understanding. And are you ever gonna have perfect understanding? No, of course not. I'm not a wizard.
I mean, you could be a wizard. You've had 450 years to learn everything.
So how about not putting saving the world on one person, Doc?
Okay.
That is a simplification, but I take your point. As I was saying,
Okay.
now that I'm addicted to my own drug, I have joined the ranks of mortal celebrities in my utter irrelevance.
Now that I'm addicted to my own drug, I've joined the ranks of mortal celebrities. Okay. It's not a should statement. It's not labeling.
That's a pretty dark read on things. You know, lots of folks get over their addictions. Yes, but not me.
I mean, you got to work on it, Drain. You can't just show up and be like, I don't want to be addicted anymore. That's not how that
I'm
works.
trying to tell you that even if you are addicted, that ain't the end, hermano. You got a lot of life and opportunity left in you. If you can call this life.
I can call this life, sir.
Now hold on there. That's what I call Nosferatu thinking, straight from the coffin. Life ain't all black and white. It's got its shades of gray too, you know. Come on, Sam. There's some distortions in that whole speech you missed, you dang fool.
Okay.
Oh, tarnation. Now I'm labeling.
I sure am.
Hey, Cowpoke, you mind repeating all that stuff you just said?
Okay.
I most certainly do mind, but very well.
Okay.
Look at me. 400 years of study and still dabbling with leukocytes.
Okay.
I'm saying I am surely the oldest, most well-studied doctor in the world. I should have achieved more than this.
Okay, that's a should statement.
Well, it's all my fault, really. I cannot seem to motivate my scientists to reach the necessary level of dedication.
Okay.
It's now that I'm addicted to my own drug, I have joined the ranks of mortal celebrities in my utter irrelevance.
Okay.
Dr. Drain's view of the world is quite stark, isn't it? I do find the English tendency toward expressive words adorable, though.
Okay.
Now that I'm addicted to my own drug, I have joined the ranks of mortal celebrities in my utter irrelevance.
No.
Dr. Drain's view of the world is quite stark, isn't it? I do find the English tendency toward...
Now that I'm addicted to my own drug, that's a pretty dark read on things.
Okay,
You know,
so
lots of folks
that's
get
what we
over
did
their
last
addiction,
time.
I'm trying to tell you that even if you are addicted, that ain't the
Okay.
end, hermano. You got a lot of life and opportunity left in you.
Yeah. Like we got lots of little terms here, and we gotta help them work through their stuff, right?
If you can call this life.
Okay.
Now hold on there. That's what I call Nosferatu thinking, straight from the
Okay.
coffin. Life. Come on, Sam. There's some distortions in that whole. Oh, tarnation. Now I'm. Hey, Cow. I most certainly
Okay.
do mind. Look at me. 400 years of study and still dabbling with leukocytes.
Okay. But we did create synthetic plasma, right? Like we did do something
I
here.
don't know many people who would call working with leukocytes dabbling. I mean, I gotta admit, I have no earthly clue what you're talking about. So unless you made up all them science terms, I think you might be doing more than playing with a chemistry set. Perhaps, but if we consider all there is to know about blood, I know precious little.
Okay. But there's always more that we can learn about
But
anything.
you know something. Yes, I concede I might know something about blood. I would hope so after 400 years.
Okay.
You still got more knowledge about blood than most, whether it's been 4 years or 400 years, amigo.
Okay.
Let's get back to what you were saying, though. Oh, well played, Cowpoke. Perhaps I am being a little dramatic.
Okay.
Yes, I'm aware that in reality progress has been made, enough to get to this point.
Okay.
But I didn't come here to ask for a pat on the back and to be told I'm a good boy.
I mean, everyone wants to be told that they're a good boy, though.
Ain't my department, but I hear they do some of that stuff downstairs. Yes, we all know very well that the Continentals are more sexually liberated than we are.
Okay.
But as I say, I don't want all this therapy stuff. I just want to stop using this damn drug. So what's so good about this stuff anyway? Why do you like it?
Okay.
I'm not certain. I don't remember what happens after I take it, but I wake up feeling, how do I put this, alive.
I mean, don't you want to feel alive after you take a drug?
Well, that don't sound so bad. A good nap can make me feel like a new man. I'm not talking about feeling refreshed. I mean I feel alive. As if I'm someone else. Someone who lives.
Interesting.
And I wake up and find, oh gracious me, I am not depressed.
And just to be clear, we don't want to be addicted to something that makes us feel not depressed.
You mean to tell me that you're going to sleep depressed every night? Oh, nothing of the sort.
Drain, could you elaborate on what's going on here? I am confusion.
Oh well, I'm glad to hear that. You are assuming that I can simply go to sleep and my global scientific enterprise will run itself.
Okay, so you're just not sleeping.
Oh wait just a gosh darn minute. You're telling me you don't sleep?
Well, that's certainly a problem here, Drain.
Yes, it's not as though we can get much deader already, and I have work to do. So you're not sleeping, and you're always depressed. I think we're starting to get somewhere.
Yeah, we're certainly getting somewhere.
Don't be such a bumpkin. If you are a sapient individual, aware of the world around you, depression is the only sensible reaction. It has nothing to do with sleep.
Depression
No.
is the only sensible reaction. He makes the goths downstairs seem almost...
Oh, don't be such a... Come on now, it's a big world out there, and different things are depressing to different people.
Okay.
Everyone reacts to things differently. Ain't it true that a sensible person, as you call them, might even be a different degree of depressed?
That is 100% correct. Everyone does react to things differently, and you never know how someone's individual response to any outside stimulus is, you know?
Very well, I suppose I might have been using a bit of mild hyperbole. Mild is putting it mildly, Buckaroo.
Buckaroo. Nice.
Buckaroo? I'm even more depressed.
You know what, Drain? I was amused.
Regardless, I didn't come here to be a whiner. Oh, boo-hoo, on life is hard. Yes, we all know it's hard.
Okay.
In the moments I wake up, I feel free. I suppose it must be what being an ignoramus feels like.
Okay.
It wears off rather quickly, but I must admit that I've been chasing that feeling of false contentment.
Okay.
Partner, I gotta cut in here. You're saying a lot of things that just ain't true. Start from the top.
Okay.
Oh, don't be such a bumpkin. If you are a sapient individual, aware of the world around you, depression is the only sensible reaction. It has nothing to do with sleep.
Okay.
Regardless, I didn't come here to be a whiner. Oh, boo-hoo, on life is hard. Yes, we all know it's hard.
Okay, so you didn't come here to be a whiner. We all know it's hard.
Dr. Drain is calling himself a whiner for being sad. If he is trying to bully himself into being happy...
Okay, so
he is-
labeling.
Now, why'd you say coming and talking to me makes you a whiner?
Okay.
Is that not what I currently am?
I mean,
Sounds to me like you're expressing yourself. Whiner is the word you used. Yeah, if you want to call it whining, that's up to you. But that's entirely your label. Oh, very well, call it moaning or whinging if you prefer.
okay.
Moaning, whinging, belly aching, still all just labels.
Okay.
I don't believe I shall be using the term belly aching in any case.
I mean, fair. I wouldn't use the term belly aching either.
But as I was saying, in the moments I wake up, I feel free. I suppose it must be what being an ignoramus feels like.
Okay, so in the moments I wake up, I feel free. I suppose it must be what... Okay, but we're just walling the positive that I wake up feeling free.
So you're telling me you feel good when you wake up, and then you call yourself an ignoramus?
Okay, yeah.
Before you even get a chance to reflect on feeling good, you're insulting yourself.
Okay.
That's what I like to call disqualifying the positive. I'm simply stating facts. Stating facts shouldn't impede an argument.
Okay.
What good is that fact doing anyone? It's about as useful as an empty holster. Lest I somehow forget that you are a cowboy.
I mean, the hat and the vest and the ascot kind of give it away, right?
About this drug, though.
Okay, tell me more about the drug, Drain.
Oh, very well. I suppose I might be discounting my experience. I don't know how to say this, amigo. You really don't like letting yourself be happy.
He really doesn't.
Honestly, I'm failing to see the problem with taking this stuff. Seems like it's making you get the rest you need and it makes you feel good. What's the problem? First of all, I do not need to rest. And partaking of this plasma does have downsides.
Okay, what are the downsides of this plasma, Drain?
What kind of downsides? I do not know what happens when I partake of the substance. However, when I wake up, I feel refreshed. But I also smell of blood and sex.
Okay.
Once I even woke up wearing a football jersey. It was most distasteful.
Okay.
Guess you must be having some kind of good time. That is not my idea of a good time.
Hey, oh, yeah, exactly, right?
I'm Dr. Drain. I am intelligent and worldly, not some ill-bred monster. I don't go gallivanting into godforsaken places to engage in depraved coitus and the consumption of dirty blood.
I mean, sounds like a good night to me. I don't know what Drain's deal is.
Sounds to me like you're real good at denying yourself things. Well, I should be better at it.
Well, that's a true statement.
No, Doc. A wise old vampire recently told me something I'm about to tell you. You keep talking about the things you should be doing. You, compadre, are shooting all over yourself.
Shooting all over yourself.
Oh, well, that is vivid.
He's being a square.
Now add incontinence to my already considerable list of faults. I'm being serious. I'm listening to you tell me I should be doing this, and I shouldn't be doing that. But who gave you all them shoulds and shouldn'ts?
Fair.
I don't know. It shouldn't matter, should it? I've been dead for over 400 years.
More should statements.
It's the oldest stuff that sticks with us, amigo. We all got traumas.
Yep.
Heck, we're dead, man. That's traumatic no matter what. What we gotta start with is you.
Okay.
You've been through a lot. Don't rope yourself up so tight. Listen, we're doing good work already, I know it. Now, let's not push too hard. I would really like you to think about where all them shoulds are coming from before we meet again.
Okay.
And be good to yourself, all right, partner? Don't feel like you gotta go cold turkey on that plasma stuff.
That's right. That's right. I want you all in the audience here to remember to be good to yourselves. And remember that even when things are not great and we're struggling, that you're out there doing your best. And if as long as you're doing your best, I'm proud of you.
Yes, well, all the same, I'd rather not do it at all. Is that actually gonna happen, though? It might. You're dipping into it tonight, aren't you? I was thinking about it. All right, partner. Just give yourself a little compassion. That's all I'm asking. I'll admit, you've given me some things to think about. Not pleasant ones, mind. You can handle it, partner. You're way smarter than I am. Yes, well, that is certainly true. Very well. I shall do some reflecting, inasmuch as our kind can reflect.
No
I shall
mirrors.
see you in precisely 4 weeks, then. Farewell, Sam.
All right, so we're going to see our patients once a month.
Masterfully done, Samuel. I knew you would do well, but that doesn't make me any less pleased.
Okay.
That was a hell of a rush. That fella's holding on tighter than a holster to a gunslinger's hip. It felt real good to help him look at himself a little more kindly.
Good, Samuel. Treasure this feeling. But also rest. Go downstairs, get something to drink, relax in your coffin. Next week you shall see a new client. I think they will be an interesting challenge for you.
Will they?
I bid you good evening, Samuel. Rest in peace.
You too, Andy. Well, I guess it's time I got me some grub.
Guess so.
Well, that's it, I guess. My first client. Can't believe I'm doing this therapy stuff already.
Me either.
Sure could use a drink. I'll check in with Crimson.
Well, if it isn't Yosemite Sam, how you doing tonight, partner?
How's it going, Crimson?
Better already, hearing from someone from the States who knows the lingo.
I'm not from any states, cowpoke. District of Columbia girl here.
Technically not a state. That is correct.
I figured you must have been coastal. You sound a little more polished than I do.
You should hear my German.
DC, let's go. Are you in DC, Dobby?
Oh, maybe some other time. My brain's full tonight. I had my first therapy session with a real client.
Oh, yeah? How do you think it went?
I reckon it was a bullseye on my end. You should have seen me. Labeling, blam, disqualifying the positive, kapow.
Kapow!
I'm glad to hear it. Someone has got to sort these vamps out. They know how to hold on to their problems.
You ain't kidding. Living or dead, once people hit 70, they get pretty dang set in their ways.
You know Andy still uses a typewriter? I can't get that gorgeous man to see the light.
Typewriter? I wish I had a typewriter.
Boy, you're a breath of fresh air for these ancient ones.
Anyone ever tell you you're wise beyond your years, Crimson? You must have had some life.
Afraid I'm exactly as wise as my years. How old do you think I am, cowboy?
What are you trying to get, Lev? It's a trap.
I'm gonna do the gentlemanly thing and not hazard a guess.
You would have gotten it wrong anyway.
So it wasn't any of the answers. Where is your typewriter, Lev? Is it down in California, like with some family?
I'm 50 years young.
I would not have guessed that.
50? I died around that age and I looked like shit. But you ain't a vampire.
Like I told you, I'm Andy's blood partner. He shares his blood with me too, just not enough to turn me into one of you.
Ah,
I've been 30 for a good while now.
30 for a good while. There we go.
But you ain't joining our team? Sounds like a story.
Not for tonight, buckaroo. I bet you're thirsty after a big night.
Always
Andy
thirsty.
told me to give this to you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Is it Andy's blood?
We had a group of Americans come in last week who donated their blood.
Okay.
Andy can't stand the stuff. He says the blood glucose levels are too high, but he thought you'd appreciate it.
Oh, it ain't so bad. I gotta ask though, what does Andy's blood taste like?
To me, it tastes like life itself, cowboy.
I ain't sure I understand.
Never you mind. Look, Tex, I've got some customers to serve, so go enjoy your juice, okay?
Bye, Crimson.
Of course, I'm keen to get some rest anyway. You have yourself a fine night, Crimson.
There he is, my incredible protege.
Okay, and we have updated our journal based on our client session. Oh, here we go. Start Drain, session 1. Drain is addicted to a plasma that makes him black out and do things he dislikes doing. He likes a logical approach, he doesn't sleep, irritable, maybe because he's not sleeping. Loves should statements, and maybe a fair amount of just calling the positive. Obsessed with work, doesn't seem to like vampires. Next time I should figure out what the heck this plasma stuff actually does.
Come on now, I have no idea what I'm doing.
It has in 2 minutes. Gross.
Evidence stands against that reasoning, my friend. Do we need to talk about disqualifying the positive again?
Yeah, we just helped someone, Andy. You're right. Sam is bullying himself, and he's disqualified the positive that we've done by learning from you and helping Drain identify the problem that he's putting too much pressure on himself by not sleeping to run his pharmaceutical company and pushing himself by saying he should be doing stuff.
All right, I get it. I guess I've been muddling through okay.
You've been doing wonderfully. I hope you are ready for a bit of a challenge tonight.
All right, what do we got?
Your next client has been known to be somewhat difficult.
My next client is Andy himself.
Here, look at her intake form.
Isabella Deste. Dang, she's got some funny tasting hats.
Isabella Deste was a key figure in the Italian Renaissance, funding the works of Leonardo da Vinci. Andrea Mantegna and Michelangelo. She received a humanist education and knows much about history, art, music, and philosophy. She comes from a highly aristocratic background, but has endured considerable family issues through the generations. She states she is undergoing an existential immortality crisis, suggesting that her life and life have both been meaningless. Suggestion: be exceedingly polite.
I think you should get along quite well then.
All right, I'm gonna fill my water during the ad break. Raindrop, you're in charge. Finally. All right. Let's see what Raindrop's got for us. The power I hold. Yeah! We are a cowboy. I don't have an ad break timer, so I don't know if we're back from ad jail yet. But my little icon is still here, so I don't think we are. I'm gonna run another washroom. I'll be right back. I'm free. It was too much power. All right, so everyone gets a cottage full of books, comfy blankets, and the tears of their enemies. Got it. So everyone in chat, write who your greatest enemy is, and Raindrop will get right on making them cry and getting you those tears.
Walked right into that one.
You know, at least you didn't pull the everyone has to subscribe card, because someone tried that before.
Isabella is not your average vampire. She was once the powerful matriarch of one of the most influential families in Europe. She fraternized with popes and kings, and she also wielded great power over the art world. Some say that she was the model for the Mona Lisa.
Maybe.
One of them highfalutin types, huh? I don't think she's gonna like me much.
She is as human as any of us, Samuel. I already know you will
You
find
should
a way
have.
to relate with her.
So, just be clear, Raindrop. You're going to tell everyone to subscribe while you're stuck in ad jail? That being said, jokes about subscribing aside, I 100% recommend Twitch Turbo, guys. It's a price of 2.5 subs. You get ad-free across every channel, and the streamers that you want to hang out with still get the equivalent ad revenue, right? So, you get for ad-free experience, they still get, the ad revenue, but, you get to be ad-free on every channel, Because I know money's tight, and subscribing to everyone that you want to hang out with and everyone you want to support can be tough. So, never feel the need that you need to subscribe or anything. Just being here to hang out with us while we, do our co-working or arts and crafts or play our silly little games, is always enough. You guys do enough just by showing up.
If you say so.
Remember, you can always seek my advice if you feel lost. You are not alone. But I hear the beating of elegant wings. Breathe, Samuel. Oh, and do be polite.
Got it. Be polite.
Goodness. So you are the new therapist Andromachos told me of. I was not expecting someone so rugged.
Okay. Is there a problem here, Isabella?
Sam Walls at your service, ma'am.
You are a therapist.
I'm a therapist in training, Isabella.
Well, that's what I'm here for, ma'am.
Enough with this, ma'am. I am not running a whorehouse. You may call me Senora.
Ignora.
All right, Senora.
You have seen my what? Have you been peeking under my skirts, young man?
Whoa.
Huh? What are you talking about, lady?
Senora. Say it.
Ignora.
Signora.
Senora. Senora.
Signora. Signora.
Signora?
Porca miseria. This is not going to be easy, is it?
It is not going to be easy, Isabella.
Therapy ain't never easy, Senora.
So, therapy is always easy then.
What?
I said it ain't never easy, Senora.
Ain't never the double negative, which means it is easy, Sam.
Is therapy easy or is it not?
Not, I guess.
You guess?
Oh, how to examine my inner demons of your own speech is so diabolical.
I agree, Isabella. Sam
what?
is
Let's
Sam is
start
not
over.
helping.
Greetings and salutations, Senora. I am most honored to receive you in my humble office.
There you go.
Very well. I suppose it will do.
You suppose it will do.
I'm just here to help, Senora. It says here on your intake forms that you've been having a tough time lately.
A tough time. Indeed, yes, it has been a tough time. The realization that not only am I a corpse, but that I have been a useless corpse for nearly 400 years is a tough time.
Fair.
So what's it off this feeling that you're a corpse?
I mean, aren't vampires technically corpses? Question mark.
I saw a film at the cinema.
Okay.
Hey, I love the cinema.
Bonding with over movies, bonding with over actors, bonding with over movies.
Well, not many of our kind are movie buffs. What are some of your favorite films?
I would hesitate to say favorite, but there are some films that are more acceptable than others.
Okay.
For instance, Beneath the Velvet Dusk or In Search of Sadness are engaging explorations of the mortal condition.
Okay.
Oh, I ain't heard of them. You ever seen The Three Stooges?
She has absolutely not seen the Three Stooges, Sam.
Utter vulgarity. I do not waste my time with such nonsense.
God, come on, Sam. She's a proper lady.
Alas, these Stooges 3 would be preferable to the abomination I saw at the cinema that made me realize just how dead I am. It was a most terrible film, one that shook me to my core. The pain of it lingers with me still 5 years later.
Okay.
Well, movies can be pretty powerful. Heck, I remember seeing one of the first films. There was a train coming right for the audience. We thought we were dead for sure.
This film was not powerful, it was meaningless. It said nothing, did nothing, less than nothing, as loudly and garishly as possible.
Okay.
And the audience, fools that they were, cheered, applauded this desecration of the mind.
Okay.
I hate this film with all my being, for it has done the cruelest thing. It has revealed the dark truth. This life that I cling to has no purpose.
That seems a bit dramatic, Isabella.
What the heck was this movie?
Space Wars. Rise of the Spacewalker.
Fair.
Well, wait a minute. Space Wars, the big science fiction franchise?
I can definitely see why someone like Isabella would not like Star Wars.
Yes, I believe it is important to understand modern media diets.
But that's the movie that gave you your personal crisis?
See.
Mind your tone. Do not think me a fool. I know it was not high art. But the money it made, it would make even the Pope blush. This stinking trash. This is what the people want.
It sure is.
You see, I understand now. My attempts to infuse art with meaning were pointless. All that I am, all that I ever was, is dead.
Okay. But you have no control over this movie. So that is a very huge...
You don't seem that dead to me. We're having this conversation, ain't we? You ain't just lying there decomposing.
There we go.
It is no different. I might as well be rotting in the ground.
That's untrue, Isabella.
I think you might get pretty bored.
Yeah, don't just lay on the ground, Isabella.
Are you getting smart with me, boy?
Kind of, apparently.
Look, I'm just talking facts. If you're saying all you are is dead, I think you might be doing some Nosferatu thinking. It ain't black and white. You're here.
It's true.
But let's go back to what you were saying.
Okay.
Once, I elevated art, and all the world benefited. Why have I lost my power to elevate art now?
Control fallacy. We don't control what people like.
All the world benefited? There's a lot of people, and they got a lot of different preferences. You can't get them all, can you?
But I could, once upon a time.
But once upon a time, everyone liked what they were told to like because we control the masses.
You can't reach everybody, Senora. I hadn't even heard of the Mona Lisa until about 1911.
Did you have any schooling whatsoever?
No.
No, I didn't. But I don't think anyone in my time knew about the Mona Lisa either.
Okay.
Oh, how wonderful. You add to my despair.
Great. We're definitely not helping.
I'm saying you can't reach everyone, even in your own time.
Okay.
That is true. I doubt the rabble had much of an opinion about the so-called great masters.
Probably not.
We only know what we know. But you were saying.
It was all for nothing. What good was guiding Da Vinci when they sell the Mona Lisa on beer coasters?
Well, we guided Da Vinci, you know. So, like, the positive is that we still guided him, regardless of the outcome.
Come on now. Just because the Mona Lisa's been on a coaster doesn't mean that's all it's ever been for.
Isabella, you're 400 years old. You've seen the fall and rise of fads throughout the years. No, Levy. Isabella, you are 400 years old. You have seen the rise and fall of empires. Keep in mind, Isabella is 450 years old. She was around in the 1600s. Before the 1600s. You know? She has seen the empires. She has seen Napoleon. You know? She lived through the Renaissance.
I think you might be downplaying just what an impact you've had on the world.
The world needs no help from me to reduce my life's efforts.
I mean, all the vampires are ancient, though. Like, you know, Isabella is 550. You know, I said 650. I was wrong on that. But, still. No. I said 450. I said 1600s. So she was alive in the 1500s. You know? Which tracks, because the Renaissance was before Napoleon. You know? I was using that. I was using that. Draven is 430, you know? Once again, in the 1600s. Yes, Sam's the youngest at 350 here. You know? But, like, once again, 1600s. This guy has seen the rise and fall of so many things. And he's beating himself up over, you know, an addiction. So, like, you know, I think that there's a lot going on here.
So just because something gets printed on a t-shirt, that cancels out everything that's good about it?
Yes, that is exactly what it does.
Okay.
And I thought I was good at disqualifying the positive.
It should not be so. Art should have meaning, purpose. Beauty should expose truth.
You're saying art should have meaning and purpose, but does all art need those things?
What is the purpose of creation otherwise?
How about if I just like doodling? Ain't that a good enough reason to draw?
Probably not, according to Isabella.
It is a pointless reason.
Rude.
Well, maybe I want to do something pointless. All I'm saying is that I don't have the same shoulds you do.
Perhaps you should.
Perhaps I should.
But I don't. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
That's true. James is going to do what James is going to do.
Which is a speak like a peasant.
Truth. But, like, look at this. Look at the difference in outfits. Like, you can tell there's going to be a difference in mannerisms just by looking at these two.
Heck, that's what I am, Senora. Ain't nothing gonna change that reality. Let's get back to what you were saying.
Okay.
But it seems I am just a dead woman. A walking corpse who is not worth listening to. I should walk into the sun.
The Lady Deste certainly does not use kind terms to describe herself, does she?
But it seems I am just a dead woman.
Now, why have you gotta go and call yourself names?
They are not names, they are my reality. I am a dead woman, and I am a corpse, am I not?
Is that all you are?
This is how I am defined by the world.
Okay.
Seems to me you're the one using them names. Hell, I think I'd be a little afraid of calling you a corpse.
As you should be. Allow me to continue.
All right, continue.
No, you make me sound rather mad. Like an old woman, railing at the world, screaming into the void, all to no purpose.
Okay.
Look, Senora, all I'm trying to do is show you where you're a little rigid in your thinking is all.
Okay.
You're expecting a lot from the world and a lot from yourself. It ain't no surprise that you're gonna be disappointed over and over again.
Okay.
I suppose that is some insight. Indeed, I have been in a state of disappointment from the moment I was 16.
Oh my. Okay. Would you like to elaborate on that, Isabella?
What happened when you were 16?
Yeah, that is a good question,
I
Sam.
got married.
Okay.
I think I get it.
You absolutely do not get it. You are a man.
Well then, help me understand.
Okay, yeah, help me understand.
Frankie. my husband. He taught me the meaning of disappointment.
Okay.
He taught me the world was built upon lies. These things men proclaim as values. Truth, beauty, the spiritual. They were all fiction.
Okay.
But if men did not live according to principle, I would. I would set the example and shame them all.
All right, we're shaming all men. Got it.
Yet, what a fool I have been to think humanity had greater aims.
Okay.
So, what's this greater aim you're talking about?
I received a humanist education as a child. I was taught that the pathway to God was through rationality and a questioning mind, not slavish devotion to tradition.
Okay.
This world is not Eden, but it could be. Or so I thought.
Okay.
So you're talking about a literal pathway to God?
Mm-hmm.
No, fool. A pathway to godliness.
Hmm?
To live according to our natures. Our true natures.
Our true natures. Okay.
You mean being vampires?
Come now, boy. Nothing could be further from natural.
But isn't it? Morning, Pierre. How's it going?
All this foolish hissing and copulation and blood drinking does not bring us closer to God.
Okay.
But it does give us more time to find the path.
Okay. Just
Well,
woke up.
talk to me
Fair.
about this pathway to God. How do you reckon we find this path?
What's the plan for the day, Pierre?
I reckon nothing. I've always known that we can find our way back to God by fulfilling our human potential to be the greatest souls possible.
You really think we've got that much control, Senora? All we got to do is be perfect, and then we've got our pathway to the Almighty?
Yes, it seems quite clear to me.
Senora, if that's how it is, it ain't no wonder you ain't forgiving yourself or anyone for the slightest mistakes. I would ask myself if anyone really has that much control. But keep talking.
Best motivator to get up from bed is being hungry. Fair.
I have always known we must master ourselves and our baser instincts. Virtue must triumph over vice.
Okay. Master ourselves and our baser instincts. Virtue must triumph over vice.
I have always known that the earthly lives we lead are disgusting, and only war and death can come of them.
Okay, but there's more to life than war and death.
Now, hold up just a sec there, cowpoke. You really think all we can do is sow death and destruction?
Which isn't true, because she was creating art and nurturing art, right?
I do not poke cows. Do I look like a farmer?
Are you having fun with Hogwarts Legacy, Pierre?
Come on, Senora. You've been alive to see what? 15, 20 billion people live and die? You really saying death and destruction is all each and every one of them ever amounted to?
Well, perhaps not individually, but as an immortal, I look at the greater arc of history.
Well, most of us ain't looking to contribute to the greater arc of history, but that don't mean life's pointless. That's some Nosferatu thinking, I'll tell you what. But let's continue.
I have always known the people have become fat and lazy, and living within the Garden of Eden is impossible in such a state.
Okay.
I have always known we should act with dignity if we would take our place at God's side once more.
I think this here's the meat of it, Senora. The filet mignon.
Okay. I haven't started yet, but played it before. At least it was fun back then. Fair.
I fear your French is even worse than your Italian.
Uh-oh.
Here's the thing, Senora. Who came up with all them shoulds that'll take you to God?
Why, the greatest thinkers of history that I studied in my youth. Plato, Aristotle, Cicero, Aquinas.
Sounds like a bunch of dead guys to me. They really had it all figured out way back when, huh?
Well, of course not. How foolish do you think me?
Not at all, Senora. Just questioning where all them shoulds are coming from. But let's keep going.
Okay.
These things here, you've always known. I gotta challenge them, Senora. Let's talk about what you just said.
Okay.
I reckon nothing. I've always known that we can find our way back to God by fulfilling our human potential to be the greatest souls possible.
Okay.
I have always known we must master ourselves and our baser instincts. Virtue must triumph over vice.
Okay.
I have always known that the earthly lives we lead are disgusting, and only war and death can come of them.
Okay.
I have always known the people have become fat and lazy, and living within the Garden of Eden is impossible in such a state.
Our esteemed client is very good at coming up with names for others, isn't she? Perhaps you can...
Sounds to me like you're coming up with labels for kicking people out of the Garden of Eden. Is that all we amount to? Fat and lazy?
Look around your own country, boy. Look at me. See my disgusting rolls and saggy features.
Okay.
Would you let me into the Garden of Eden?
Well, sure, why the heck not?
Okay.
I am glad you are not the gatekeeper then.
Well,
You rather have a gatekeeper who wouldn't let you in? Listen, Senora, you gotta go easy on yourself with them labels. Well, let's keep talking, though.
I have always known we should act with dignity if we would take our...
These things here, you've always known. I gotta challenge them.
I reckon nothing.
okay.
I've always known that we can find our way back to God by fulfilling our human potential to be the greatest souls possible.
It seems that godliness is a pure binary for our dear Senor.
So what happens if we don't become the greatest souls possible?
Well, if we don't become the greatest souls possible, we don't get back to God.
Then godliness is denied to us, as it should be.
So either we ascend or we're nothing, huh?
I am glad to hear you are not as foolish as you look.
Oh, let's
Okay.
be honest, Senor. Plain folks like me ain't got aspirations of being as good as Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Ain't he supposed to be a forgiving sort anyway? Let's just get back to what you were saying.
So you think you are so very clever, do you, boy? That by pointing out my distortions, you have won?
Not really.
That is where you are truly the fool. I already know how wrong I have been, that I have been chasing an impossible fiction all my life.
Okay.
Indeed, I now believe that even if we did follow the pathway to God, once we reach the end, we would discover that he, too, was a work of fiction.
Okay.
When I say God, I mean goodness, propriety, intelligence.
Okay.
God himself is a lie.
Interesting.
I see. So you've lost your faith.
Seems that way.
Yes, it has crumbled to dust, much like myself in this fat, wretched old body.
Okay.
Beauty and truth are lies. Ideas developed by ugly men to justify their existence. While we occupy ourselves chasing those ideals, they create space wars to leech our money and our vitality.
Okay.
And to think they call me judgmental while they created the false ideal to judge against.
Okay.
You don't think I'm judgmental, do you, boy?
Doing nothing but judging.
I wouldn't put it that way exactly. Besides, I ain't gonna call you names. In fact, that's where I think I want to challenge you. Senora, I think the person you're judging more than anyone is yourself.
Okay.
I know you got raised with all them high ideals, so of course you're getting disappointed when nobody can reach them.
Valid.
That's some heavy pressure, not just on them, but on yourself.
Okay.
I'd ask yourself what all that pressure's doing for you. Is it bringing you any satisfaction? We can't always control what things are gonna be.
This is not acceptable.
Okay. But that you have the illusion of
I got some
control.
bad news for you, Senora. None of us really has the power to change the world on our own. Not even a clever lady like yourself.
Okay.
I suggest we start working on ways of helping you find a way to accept the world for what it is.
But the world is base and unworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that term I told you about? Nosferatu thinking? You're gonna strip all the color out of the world if you keep doing that.
Okay.
The world's a lot more than just base and unworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Nosferatu thinking. I am not used to having my own thoughts thrown back at me.
Well, that's why you're here, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Isabella, you were raised, as an aristocrat where, people didn't talk back to you. They accepted your truth as reality.
I ain't gonna help you change the world, Senora. All I can do is help you find some other perspectives.
I suppose there is a certain simpleton's wisdom in the way you speak.
Okay.
Thanks, I guess.
Very well, boy. I will consider what you have said. We will meet again in exactly
Have a good
4
eat.
weeks. Do we have an understanding?
Thanks for being here, bestie.
Yes, indeedy, Senora.
Ugh. Please learn to speak properly by then.
I wish there was a learn Italian option in the game,
Well done, Samuel. I believe you handled Senora d'Este quite well.
Only with your help, Andy.
You kidding? That lady straight up hates my guts.
I mean, I feel like she straight up hates everyone's guts, to be fair.
Samuel, if Isabella d'Este hated your guts, she would not be shy about telling you so.
I mean, she was pretty mean to me.
That I believe.
The older we get, the harder it is to gain a different perspective. Have patience. We are not all as wise as Samuel Walls.
Maybe not.
Guess it's just that simpleton's wisdom, as the Senora called it.
Possibly.
Do not adopt her labels, Samuel. I will not stand for it.
That's right. No labeling, guys.
I know she was a challenge, but you rose to it as I knew you would. I think you deserve a night of hard drinking. What do you say?
Maybe.
You don't need to tell me twice. All right, Andy. I'll see you later then.
Indeed, Samuel. Enjoy yourself. Excellent work tonight.
The voice acting in this is really good, guys.
Rest in peace.
Dang, I think that's enough abuse for one night. I could use a drink and a quiet night.
Isabella d'Este thinks her life was meaningless because modern art is meaningless too. Apparently this Rise of Spacewalker movie set her off. Extremely high-minded, major issues with her former husband. Thinks most people are corrupt, especially menfolk. Used to be a devout Catholic, not so much anymore. Likes to be in control, maybe a lot of control fallacies. Next time I dig into the family stuff, seems like there's a lot of anger there.
Hey, cowboy. Why the long face?
I used to say the same thing to my princess.
Your daughter.
My horse, actually. She never really understood the joke, but I still like telling it to her.
You're a horse.
You didn't answer my question, Gunslinger. What's got you down?
Oh, I just finished up with my second client. She gave me a tongue lashing to remember her by. You ever talk to someone who's so educated and refined that they make you feel like a space alien?
Space alien?
Only everyone I ever met in law school. At least until I learned to speak their language.
Okay.
You're a lawyer?
Was, and no, I wasn't the blood-sucking kind before you start with the vampire jokes. Just a wide-eyed DC do-gooder. But I get what you're talking about. People can use language like a membership card. You don't speak the lingo, you don't get in.
True.
Well, that's just what I mean. I just ain't sure I've got the lingo for a 500-year-old high society Renaissance woman.
But you can learn.
Well, how do you think your session went? Think she heard you?
I think she did.
Well, she did say that I'd given her some stuff to think about. And to tell the truth, she seemed kind of embarrassed about that.
Okay,
So what? If she heard you, I'd take the W, cowboy.
fair.
Take the W. What, the wagon?
Nope.
The win, Gramps. Maybe she isn't gonna relate to you, but that doesn't mean she can't hear you.
Oh, you're probably right. I guess I'll take the W. And while you're at it, I'll take some B2. That's blood, see?
What are you in the mood for? Men? Women? Something a little more off the beaten path?
I think I'll have some takeaway tonight. What have you got?
Here, try this. Should put some color in those cheeks.
You really ain't squeamish, huh, Crimson?
Nah, healthy blood never hurt anyone. I've been hanging around vampires for 20 years, and they aren't so scary.
Crimson's pretty cool.
Not even Bert.
What, that old pointy-eared teddy bear? He's a total sweetheart, unless someone gets aggressive or touchy with the customers.
What does he do then?
They get a stern warning.
He pulls a Batman, and it's what? Where is Harvey Dent?
And if they don't listen?
Why, then he eats them.
Welp. That escalated quickly.
Maybe he is a teddy bear. I met Teddy Roosevelt back in the night, and I'm pretty sure he would have done the same thing.
Eat some.
Speaking of which, I got a thirst something fierce. I think I'll head back to my coffin for a little rest. But you have a good night, Crimson.
You too, Sam. Don't let the Draculas bite.
Don't let the Draculas bite. Lol.
Time
Cute.
to crack open a warm one. That's the good stuff. Now, maybe I can find a quote from one of my favorite books that'll help give me a little inspiration. Or I could watch the Three Stooges hit each other a whole bunch. Or I could just go to sleep. What's it gonna be, Sammy boy? My profession is to be always on the alert, to find God in nature, to know his lurking places. I always like that quote. I ain't a God-fearing kind, but it's true. There's a natural beauty behind the man-made world if you know where to look.
True.
Isabella d'Este's all culture and breeding, but underneath, she's got her vulnerable and beautiful humanity too. I just gotta remember that. All right, that's enough for one night. Time for some rest. I hope my next client will be a little easier.
All right, we'll do one more client, and then I think that's. I feel like there's gonna be 4 clients if it's see someone every 4 weeks.
Samuel, good evening. Glad to see you looking so fresh and well slept.
What I think we'll do is we'll do one more client today, and then we'll try and get through 5 sessions next week, ideally. Because then if we're seeing clients every 4 weeks, we'll see each client every week that we play this. Is my ideal.
Uh-oh, something tells me I'm in for it tonight.
The truth is seldom unseen by you, my friend. Tonight, you face perhaps one of the most difficult challenges a therapist can face. The fact that you may not be able to help everyone.
That's no good.
In truth, I have failed to help clients with this particular disposition many times.
Okay.
Hey, I'm new at this. You're nigh on 3,000 years old. If you can't help them, how can I?
It is not guaranteed that we can help every client. To think we are powerless to help any is a cognitive distortion itself. I believe you know it.
Yeah, all right, control fallacy, I know. I can help some folk.
That's right. Here, take a look at this case file.
Okay.
Theater feller, huh? I've known a few of them in my time. They can be a little, self-absorbed.
Edmund Kean was a highly influential Shakespearean stage actor during the Gregorian period. He's credited with more personal interpretations of character as opposed to pantomime performances. He lived a tumultuous life on stage, dealing with alcoholism, sex scandals, and entitled behavior. He wishes to return to the stage, but he expresses great anger at critics who might review him poorly. He did immense respect as the greatest actor the world has ever seen.
He's looking for therapy because people don't like him, it says?
He is one of the most revered actors in all of history.
so he might have a few cognitive distortions.
A few. He may not recognize them, Samuel, but all you can do is present reality to him.
Okay.
He comes. Remember, I will give you whatever advice I can. Good luck, my friend.
I hope I'm up to this.
What is this vampire I see before me?
I'm Sam Walls. I'm your new therapist.
Your dress, your bearing, your hat. You also are forgotten by time.
Truth, Edmund.
Oh, how fortuitous! A kindred spirit, perhaps. A therapist should know pain, I say. Most excellent.
Tarnation. Can't get a break with this here hat of mine.
True.
No, it's perfect. Do not change a single thing. It gives me faith. Faith, my dear vampire, that you can help me.
I do want to help you,
I'm
Edmund.
gonna do everything I can. I promise you that, amigo.
Do not do so lightly. Darkness dwells within my damned soul. You journey into my pain at your peril, and I cannot be your Virgil.
You're who now? Anyway, you wrote in your intake form that you're here because... mortals don't appreciate you, you said.
Indeed, and I fear they cannot. They must die to appreciate life. As mortals, they cannot ask the immortal questions.
Fair.
What is life for us who do not live? Why are we here? Why do we continue? What do we do when death has no meaning? And what a piece of work is Vampire! How noble in stature, how infinite in life!
Okay. Indulge him.
In form and moving, how express and admirable! In action, how like a demon! In apprehension, how like a bat! Ah, the beauty of the night!
I don't like Edmund.
And yet, to me, we are but the quintessence of dust.
Welcome back from ad jail. Okay.
All right, that's enough of that. Before we answer the question of why we're all here, why are you here? Well, that is, what exactly drove you to me, partner?
Oh, that. Well, a pustule of a theater historian I recently seduced and killed sprang the seeds of doubt in mine corpus.
Wait, you killed someone? You committed murder? So, if someone admits to a crime, I'm still supposed to report it, right?
He was writing a biography of the great Edmund Kean, and I thought mayhap that I would favor him with a secret or two.
Okay.
He said my acting style would now be considered archaic.
Okay.
Though I drank him to the last, I fear his cruel barb was sharper than my fangs. This embossed carbuncle of corrupted blood caused me to doubt myself. Are all men such fools? Will I ever find my audience again? Or did they die long, long ago?
Well, tastes change, Edmund, so it's possible that, like, you're not the vibe anymore.
Help me purge these mortal concerns from my mind, dear man.
Let's see what we can do.
We're always gonna have doubts, compadre. That's normal. But I think I can help you see things a little differently.
All right, let's see if we can help him.
So, he said your acting's out of date. Why don't you just tell me why it bothered you so much?
Because it's simply not possible. Acting became a noble craft entirely because of me. In truth, I am perfect.
Okay.
Sorry, fella, I gotta stop you for a second there. You really saying you're perfect?
Oh, not at all. I'm not a narcissist. I believe I would find myself quite inept at, say, street cleaning or dishwashing.
Okay.
But as far as acting is concerned, yes. If an actor be assessed, you would assess him on the scale of Edmund Kean.
Okay, but Edmund Kean to what?
Oh, come on. You ain't ever forgotten a line?
I suppose, on occasion, a line has left me due to circumstances beyond my control.
Okay.
But that is the fault of alcohol, not of Edmund Kean.
Welcome back, Pierre. I hope your tea is
In
good.
those times you were drinking, you might not have been perfect. And the acting world kept on turning.
Oh, come now. I was clearly exercising some dramatic license. It is not so black and white.
Well, that's exactly what I was trying to say. But keep talking. We got some more stuff to sort out.
Okay.
Oh, there are celebrated actors in these times, yes. But any success they have is due to my beating the path for them to follow.
Okay, so there are celebrated actors in these times, yes, but any success they have is due to my beating the path for them to follow.
This is a special client. Remember that his distortions can be about others, not just himself.
Oh, there are celebrated actors in these times.
Oh, wait a minute. You're saying that every actor's success comes straight from you?
Fair.
Of course. Even the greatest among my art would have been consigned to obscurity had it not been for my advancements.
Okay.
Every single one of them ain't had nothing of their own to give to the theater?
Possibly.
Well, I suppose one or two actors in the last 300 years have impressed me.
Okay, but they would have done that on their own.
Well, don't you think they deserve
Merits.
their own success?
I suppose mortals are owed their 15 minutes of fame. One must have some pity for them. We are not monsters.
Okay.
But the actors of modern times, they are shallow, beggarly parrots. Parrots who screech the lines, but do they know them? Do they feel as we feel?
We're labeling them.
Modern actors are parrots.
Indeed, they are only mimics, and thus no better than a well-trained bird.
Okay.
You don't think they're actually birds, do you?
My dear boy, they live such short lives. What else can they do but ape the words and actions of their forebears?
But when you call them birds, you're just labeling them that. You ain't giving them a fair shot.
Okay.
Oh, come now. I was clearly employing a little dramatic license.
Okay.
But we're here to talk about truth, right, compadre?
It is my gentle direction that takes the craft to higher echelons, and mine alone. Acting does not evolve without me.
Okay.
You're saying only you can change the course of acting?
It is demonstrably true. There is acting before Edmund Kean, and there is acting after Edmund Kean.
Okay.
But there's so many types of acting out there. I mean, I remember when vaudeville came out, but I don't think you had anything to do with that.
Vaudeville? Oh, like so many American arts, an art of the grotesque. You plunge a dagger into the heart of subtlety.
Okay.
So you didn't have nothing to do with vaudeville?
So there was art that didn't involve Edmund Kean.
Devil's below, no.
Well, then you got a little control fallacy, hombre. Mortals got wills of their own.
Indeed. I suppose I don't want any responsibility for the things the Americans create anyway.
Okay.
These critics should honor me, as is my due.
That is a should.
You're saying critics should honor you. Well, what happens if they don't?
Nothing.
Then they are not doing their jobs properly. I do not ask for their laudations without cause.
But you're saying that they should for
Whatever so
the fact that you're
critic
just
does
Edmund,
not
you know?
recognize my contributions to the theater. What do they know of the theater?
Maybe they just got different tastes.
Uneducated taste, perhaps.
Perhaps.
If they are just uneducated, why should they appreciate you?
An interesting point. I suppose I cannot blame them.
You know, you gotta show them that you're the best, Edmund.
Thou fiend! You are cruel indeed to beat a man when he is at his most vulnerable. I am here so you may help me cope with a world that has gone mad, not so you might attack my every word.
I'm doing no such thing. All I'm doing is pointing out your reality. If we're gonna cope, we gotta be honest about the world.
Okay.
And I say that you are a villain. I come to you in desperate need, and you respond by mocking my desperation.
Okay.
Why would you do this to me? Do you not know what pain I am experiencing? Do you not know that I, as an actor, feel every sling and arrow more keenly?
Okay.
Art thou a therapist or a murderer that you would push me so to the brink? Do you want me to commit suicide?
No, Edmund, I absolutely
I'm
don't.
sorry, I wasn't trying to hurt you. I want to help everyone who comes to me.
Yeah.
Samuel, a moment, please.
All right, Andy, what you got?
Andy, I got a real problem here. I think I'm not cut out for this work. This fella's right. Why am I attacking him when I should be helping?
First of all, should statement. You will do what you will do, and that is all, Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
But look at the candles. What do you see?
They're flickering. They're melting.
The candles. Oh, they seem fine to me.
Look at the flames.
Okay, they're moving. They're changing.
Wait a minute. They're getting higher, ain't they? What the hell's going on?
Your client is very powerful. He has his own unique skills earned through the ages.
Okay.
His skill in gaslighting is so intense that it affects the world around him.
Okay.
He is altering reality to fit his distortions. Be watchful, Samuel. Do not let him.
Okay.
How do I stop it?
Be persistent, and above all, be honest. He does not control your reality.
Okay, I see.
I await your apology, sir.
Now, I wasn't trying to rile you up none.
Yet I bared my undead soul to you, and you treated me like a pincushion with your sharp pricks.
Okay.
Pricks ain't got nothing to do with this, Edmund.
And now you seek to proposition me? Of course, it always goes like this.
Ooh.
To you I am a void, nay, a whore, to use as you please.
That escalated quickly.
Well, you are all alike, I say. Go on then, use me.
You are losing him, Samuel. It is time to remember what makes you special.
It's high
You are
noon.
not just
Blah,
a
blah.
therapist, and you are not just a vampire. He is afraid, but you will conquer his fear.
Easy, boy, easy.
I I shall not go easy. I shall not.
Ain't nobody gonna hurt you. There's a good vampire.
There we go.
A good vampire? What on hell?
You're safe now. Ain't nobody here to hurt you or make you feel bad.
But
I'm your buddy. That's us. We're just buddies, ain't we?
buddies? Yes. A friend. A friend.
Are we treating him like a horse?
A friend who wishes to help me.
That is correct.
You feeling better there, compadre?
Oh, and then, like, the flames do actually get smaller.
I must confess that I am. Though I scarcely understand how.
Hey, well, that's just great. I want this to be a comfortable place for you.
Yes. Yes, I do believe you. After all, your profession is in many ways similar to acting. It is no wonder that we find common ground.
How is therapy like acting?
Good question.
It is the exploration of the soul, is it not? A journey into pain and truth.
Okay. I can accept
We
that.
see those pains and truths and reflect them onto the cruel world.
I can see that. And, like, the therapist, Sam, is helping Edmund reflect upon himself and see his truth.
I ain't sure I quite see it like that, but it's true that reflecting is important. Kind of funny when we can't look in a mirror, huh?
One of death's cruel ironies. Thus must we see our reflections in the mortal order.
Do I have to give him 3 carrots?
You care a lot about what the mortals think about you.
Of course I do. Why should I give a fig about what we dusty old folk think, eh? Most of us are stuck in our relative pasts, if you'll pardon the offense.
But all them folks die. You're what, 300 years old?
Don't remind me. Yes, they die, but I cannot. I must not. If I do not exist in their hearts, there is only the purgatory of oblivion.
You cannot, you must not. You're talking like there's only one future.
For me, there is only one future, save oblivion.
Yay.
Come on now, that's a little extreme.
'Tis not so. What else have I but the stage?
Well, that's a fine question. I'll tell you what, though, compadre, you are more than the stage. What if theater just didn't exist?
Valid
Perish
question.
the thought. Perish it with all due enmity.
Okay.
Unlike some vampires, I am not some blood-guzzling parasite who will idly sit and wait as the world turns.
You calling most of our kind parasites?
I am, for that is what we are, if we are nothing else.
Okay.
All right, let's just forget the part where you're insulting other vampires, myself included.
Okay.
If you say that you're a parasite if you don't do something, you're gonna be scared as hell of not doing that thing.
True. You're painting yourself in a corner there.
Mortal, I aim for loftier goals.
Okay.
Can you hit those goals if you're busy being afraid of turning into a parasite?
Nope.
Ah, but your humble speech does belie the true wisdom beneath. I am indeed cruel to myself.
Correct. Your harshest critic is always yourself.
I died for the stage, so I should live for it as well.
Well, why should you live for the stage?
What was my death worth if the stage does not matter?
Okay.
It's only you who's saying your death ain't worth something. Your shoulds are fatal. Ain't that a lot of pressure?
Perhaps. Though one might argue that all great actors must be forged in fire.
Sure.
But is acting really the most important thing in the world?
I shall assume that you jest.
I do, Jess.
Vampire society is of no use to me. We are so few, and I cannot have an adoring crowd without a crowd.
Okay.
For upon that stage is power. The power to control the emotions of an audience.
Okay.
Are you hypnotizing your audiences?
I may be a murderer, a drinker of blood, damned beyond redemption, but even I would not insult the craft thus.
Okay.
But you think you can control them anyway? They're mortals, man. You know how unpredictable they are. They'll do what they're gonna do.
Mortals gonna be mortals.
Nonsense. All that is required is a revolutionary talent. That I am blessed with.
Okay.
What if they can't recognize this revolutionary talent of yours? You know, there are some vampires who don't like Mexican blood on account of cilantro. Now, I love me some Mexican food, but some of the crew I ran with couldn't appreciate it. They said the blood tasted like soap. You can't win over everyone.
Okay.
Perhaps 'tis so. Ah, such poor souls. To be deprived of something so refreshing and gratifying.
No kidding. I used to love cilantro back when I was alive.
Oh, to the devil with cilantro. I was speaking of myself.
Okay, Edmund.
You know, I see what you are doing. The motivations of man are well known to me through my art.
Okay.
What am I doing?
Welcome in, Raiders. Abby, how was Hogwarts today? How far did we get? How's your base coming along? If anyone has to raid and run, eat, sleep, drink, pet your cat, pet your dog, stretch a little, get cozy because it's time for bed, read a book, do your little self-care things that get lost throughout the day. Please do so, because self-care is important. Thank you for hanging out with Abby today and joining her in the raid. But yes, if anyone has to raid and run, please do so. I appreciate y'all being here. There is a trigger warning pinned up top. This is Vampire Therapist, so we are helping vampires through their struggles here. But yes, welcome in, friends.
You are mocking me, undermining me, causing me to doubt myself. I know thy purpose, wretch.
Hi, Canu.
This therapy business is all a ruse. You would lay me low and claim dominion over me.
All I'm trying to do is help you, friend. Reality's a lot easier to deal with when you can accept it for what it is.
So, now you doubt my sanity? Is there no end to your japes and jabs?
Whoa, 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 whoa. The flames are roaring big again. He is trying to distort his own reality.
I shall not break. Oh, you shall see. The tides of cruel seas will crash upon me, but I do not wither. I know thy game, trickster. You wish to keep me in your debt. The more I doubt myself, the more you take from me.
Okay.
You think you are clever, but thy tongue outvenoms all the worms of the Nile.
Okay.
Well, what have you to say for yourself? Speak.
I feel like I've seen you on the radio before. I don't know what to do with that, Canu. Someone recently came in and told me I looked like one of the guys from Saints Motel, though. I mean, do this free. Tell him you aren't a trickster.
Easy there.
What?
I know you're upset and you're scared. I ain't gonna hurt you.
But you want to hurt me.
No, Edmund, I want to help you.
Good vampire. Ain't you sweet? Yeah, it's all right.
You really don't want to hurt me? You'll keep me safe?
I'm certainly trying, Edmund.
Ain't no place safer than right here. We're friends. That's right. You're my buddy now. Just my pal Eddie.
I don't know if he wants to be called Eddie.
In truth, I am oft left bereft of friendship. Our kind can be difficult.
You mean vampires?
But how you doing today, Canu?
No, actors. But to sense one is not alone in all the world is a feeling to be cherished.
You ain't alone, I promise you. Whatever bad stuff we're living, someone else has lived it already.
'Tis so. Many geniuses were unappreciated in their time, with wonders of their craft consigned to history's dusty pages. Even the bard himself did struggle. There is some comfort in that.
Common nocturnality. We all got the same needs, man. Blood, safety, and sex.
I mean, even as a human, those are all very important things. I just switched to mobile. Hogwarts went great. We didn't do much more base building, though. See, I didn't expect there to be base building in it, you know? I expected it more to be like a, more like a linear story RPG, you know? Like any base building you would do, it would be like your dormitory room or whatever, right? Not this entire space you gotta decorate and grow plants and make potions and stuff, you know? I figured that if you had to do that stuff, you would go to the classes. So that seeing that, like when I stopped by, was kind of neat, right? That there's more to the game than I expected there would be. That being said, like I don't know enough about Harry Potter to appreciate all the references and nuances, right? So even as much as I'm impressed when I see like you guys playing it, you know, you and Or and everyone else, I don't think it's a game that I'll pick up unless it's like in my Humble Monthly, you know? But like if it's free, because you know, the charity donation to Humble Monthly, I will play it. It's kind of one of those deals, right? I will play it if it's free, but I'm not going to buy it and I'm not going to wishlist it because it's not, you know, it's not a high enough on my list of things that, you know, like I don't think I'd understand the story and the references and stuff enough, even though I'm sure it's got good writing.
Indeed. I too am akin to the doomed Achilles, though my sore spot lies not so low, but twixt stem and stern.
Tain't my place to comment.
Taint? Oh, it ain't. Got it.
Oh, it seems the spot is no secret to you after all.
Maybe we can talk about that some more in your next session. I think you did pretty dang well today.
Yes, I suppose I did. I am rather good at therapy, aren't I?
You know, I made that joke before. You know, someone told me I was good at therapy, and I was like, did I win? Did I win at therapy? Like, is therapy something that you can truly be good at?
If you're here and wanting to get better, yeah, I'd say that makes you pretty good at therapy.
Well, one mustn't rest on one's laurels, must one?
That's right, Eddie. Okay, I'll see you in a few weeks then.
4 weeks.
We shall vanquish my demons together. I cannot tarry. The stage awaits.
Dang, what the hell was that?
Edmund, I think I like Edmund. I think Edmund is
One of the
kind of
darker
neat.
malignancies of the mind, dear Samuel.
You sure I'm up to this?
I don't know if I'm up to this, Sam.
You were masterful, Samuel. You were able to take your knowledge about cognitive distortions and turn their definitions outward. And we must speak about this equine ability of yours in your next session.
Equine ability.
Oh, that. Yeah, I learned a lot about myself through my horse.
Save it for our next session. Rest, Samuel. You have faced a great danger. Now it is time to drink and be merry with the Goths.
Oh, not sure I'd call them merry, but they know how to cut loose. All right, Andy, I'll see you later.
Okay, I did say that we were going to end after this one appointment, but I'm pretty sure that there's only going to be 4 clients. Because it's always, I'll see you in 4 weeks, right? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go in here. We're going to stop raids for an hour, right? So no raids for the next hour. We should be able to finish up the 4th client. And then my hope is that every week when we play this, we can get through the 4 clients, right? And explore their stories in a very nice sequential way that way. Make sense? Everyone good with that?
Well, that was one of the weirdest experiences of my life.
Where's my Edmund notes? Edmund is afraid to get back into acting because he's afraid of getting anything but universal praise. Self-centered mindset. Believes he determines what acting must be. Image his thoughts and opinions of others. Champion gaslighter. Tried to convince me I was attacking him. Sees the world through theater. Next time I like to dig in on where all this comes from. Why is this fella so insecure? Yeah, he's the youngest. But you know, that was kind of why I wanted to push the stream to be a half hour earlier. Is, you know, if we extend, you know, it's not so bad now, right?
I probably want to forget that. I should go talk to Crimson.
If it isn't Sammy the Kid, plop that butt down. Got a shot prepared for you.
Well, thanks, Crimson. What is that? A Bloody Mary?
A Bloody Mary with blood.
No, a Bloody Steve. I think.
Oh, it's
that's
just a
what
cup
he
of
said his
Steve's
name
blood.
was.
Of course it is. How's the crowd tonight?
You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
funny.
also why I was
You're a
thinking of
little
pushing
on
them like
weird
all the
side
way back to
tonight.
7 even,
Must
right,
be a
Lev?
full moon out.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I just had my first therapy session with the strangest fella I ever met. The actor type. Used to be an international celebrity back when I was alive.
Interested.
Seems like fame's a nasty drug.
Mm-hmm.
Like Andy says, people are people. Doesn't matter what era they're from.
Truth.
Feeling good about your session though?
I think all these sessions are going relatively well.
Happy to talk about himself at least. Andy says the real clients to worry about are the ones who've got nothing to say.
It's true.
I get that. Being a human isn't easy. You gotta be pretty damn privileged to have no problems at all.
I wish I had no problems at all.
Oh, this fella definitely has plenty of problems. I think he'll be keeping me busy.
It's a big world out there, cowboy. Full of vampires with no self-awareness.
Well, ain't that the truth?
Truth.
Well, here's to change then.
Mm-hmm.
To change.
You, drinking Andy's blood there?
Andy's? Nuh-uh, this is a plain old mortal drink. You think anyone would want to drink that man's blood from a bottle when they can get it straight from the source?
I suppose they wouldn't.
I'm not proud to drink blood, Sam. Wouldn't be doing it out here.
I mean, you're not proud to drink it, but you do it. So, you know, what's that say about you, Crimson?
I didn't mean to cause offense, ma'am.
Not your fault. I guess I shouldn't be offended.
That should be a
Who
should
tells you
statement.
that you shouldn't be offended, Crimson. I know this blood drinking stuff is complicated.
It is, you know, especially for vampires, because like, you know, they some of them don't want to do it, but they die if they
Damn
don't.
right it is. Look, I have customers to deal with. But let me give you some advice, Buffalo Bill. No therapy in here. What happens at Eminard happens with consent. Got it?
See,
All right, that's fair, and my sincere apologies. It won't happen again.
That's right.
or else Bert's gonna come over and have something to say to me.
Oh, dang it. I've gone and made myself unwelcome. I better get out of Crimson's way.
You.
Who are you? What are with all those eyeballs?
Huh? Do I know you?
I know you. I've been watching you, vampire.
All right, panel to Bella.
All right, you got me. Pretty sure I'm supposed to be keeping this stuff a secret, though.
Not in here. But you wouldn't be able to keep the secret from me anyway. I see everything. My name is Panoptibella. It
Okay.
means I see all, and I am beautiful.
Fair.
I saw you in the kink room with Reinhardt and Maxi.
Okay. Oh, her eyes match these eyes. Interesting.
And now I see that you are thirsty and would like to drink.
Also correct, but I have a bloody Steve.
Yep, that is so.
Come, drink from my neck. I wish to see what it is like.
Okay.
Yes, I see now. That was very pleasant. Thank you. You will
Thank
go
you.
to your coffin now to sleep.
Is she hypnotizing me?
It is normal for vampires to enter a state of torpor after consuming the blood of another. I wish you an excellent torpor, vampire.
Thanks.
I guess.
I guess. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Should I? This night has gone on long enough.
I agree though. Like, thanks, I guess. Like, I don't know what's going on here.
Samuel. I hope you are feeling well rested. I have a new client for you.
Do you?
Another one? I think my caseload's starting to get a little crowded.
Truth.
Worry not, my friend. I shall not unload all the world's cares onto you.
Okay.
I know how strongly this next client requires aid.
Okay.
She is a great deal older than most of the clients you've seen, and sometimes it is harder for the elderly to see reality.
I'm sorry, older than Isabella?
It took me far too long to do so.
She's as old as you are?
Not nearly. Thus, she should be more ready for change than I was.
Great.
Take a look at her intake form.
I'm sorry, 1800? An elder vampire like myself, Medi has lived alone for the past 2 millennia. Grew up among wanton violence between Irish clan warlords, and has since kept distance between herself and mortals. She now spends more of her time online, where she's become a streaming celebrity. I don't know what this means, but perhaps a younger vampire might. She has expressed frustration at increasing demands from her followers. Suggestion, be patient with the elderly.
Dang, she died young. Makes me wonder why I waited so long to kick the bucket. Could have left her nicer looking corpse.
Lol.
Alas, death does not often allow us to have much choice in the matter.
It's true.
Says here she doesn't leave home unless she has to.
Also true. Wait, do I take this call over a computer?
Indeed, it is a puzzle, as elder vampires can often be.
I sure do hope I can help her.
You will do your best, I know. Let me allow you some privacy. She comes.
No, we don't do the call over a laptop.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey there, how do I say your name? Is it, Medbub? Medb?
Maeve is my real name. Medby's just my screen name.
Maeve.
You can call me Medi if you like.
Oh, mighty fine meeting you, Medi. I'm Sam.
Okay.
Is that all you are?
I couldn't rightly say. I ain't no more or less than Sam.
True.
You're cute, strange cowboy man.
You're cute, Med.
I don't know that you should be calling your potential therapist cute, miss.
Also correct.
Not in a touching bodies way. I mean, you're more like a rabbit or a mouse.
Okay.
Oh, I want to dress you up in a little mouse onesie and watch you scurry about. You can keep your hat on and be a little cowboy mouse. Oh, I like that very much.
I don't know how to respond to this.
I'd keep you in a little cage and give you lots of cheese and, of course, a wheel to run on.
I can go for some cheese.
You can be my whiskery little pet.
What is the matter, Samuel?
What is the matter, Samuel?
I think I'm out of my depth here, Chief. I ain't keen to be anyone's pet.
Fair.
Older vampires such as myself can sometimes be uncomfortable to be around.
Proof.
I believe this will be an excellent challenge in setting boundaries, Samuel.
Okay.
Explain to her your boundaries. You will be modeling positive behavior and saving yourself a little trouble.
Probably.
Yeah, just a little.
All the more reason to be clear and polite right now. Good luck, Samuel. I know you can do it.
Okay.
You look distracted, little mouse. Have you smelt a bit of cheese? Did your whiskers twitch?
All right, miss, before we keep going, I think we need to set a few boundaries.
Okay. I don't want to wear a onesie. I don't eat cheese. I don't want to live in a cage. Okay, so we just work through these one at a time.
I ain't gonna wear no onesie. I don't think I could find one that'd fit.
I could sew one for you. I would make the neck hole really big so that your funny hat would fit right through it.
Couldn't I just take the hat off when I'm putting the onesie on? Not like the hat holds my head together and keeps my brain in.
Okay, well maybe I wasn't being clear. I don't want to wear a onesie.
But it would make me happy.
But my purpose isn't to make you happy. My purpose is to help you.
Well, wouldn't make me happy, miss.
Fine. But I don't like it.
I don't eat cheese, you know that. We only drink blood anyway. Mortal food doesn't exactly agree with us.
Mm-hmm.
But a mouse who doesn't eat cheese is hardly a mouse.
But I'm not a mouse.
But I'm not a mouse.
Then why do you have twitchy whiskers?
True, I do have a mustache.
I just like the way they look.
So do I. That's why I think you should eat some cheese.
Well, I ain't gonna
Well.
take it or leave it.
You're very mean for a mouse.
I am a mean little mouse.
This stuff about putting me in a cage and making me your pet are things you should be doing with a blood partner.
Truth.
Besides, I make the rules about my own body. If I don't want something, you gotta respect it or find a new therapist.
Also true.
You don't want me to do things to your body.
No, because I'm your
I'm
therapist.
serious now.
Very well. Be that way.
All right, and that about covers it.
That covers it.
Very well. It's a little boring. People usually let me do what I want to do to them.
Well, this is less boring then. It's something new.
True.
I suppose you're right. It's very clever, strange cowboy man. May I still call you a mouse from time to time, though?
If it'll make you feel comfortable, I guess it ain't hurting me.
No, because that encourages her to,
Continuing while
you know,
you're here.
continue
Now, it
this.
said on your intake form that
Aging, overworked, concerned working. Overworked, right? Let's press for restoration at the increasing demands of our followers.
you're overworked, it said. You're not my first client with that problem. What line of work are you in?
I play video games.
Me too.
Video games? Like Star Invaders?
No, silly. More like Overcharge 2 and Pension Impact. More of an FPS and RPG.
Pension Impact. Man, let me tell you. The only pension impact I'm here to talk to you guys about is inflation on my retirement plans.
I don't know what them things are. I kind of figured video games were just a fad, like collecting ferns was in my time.
Video games are lots of fun. There's even one where you get to play a cowboy and kill bunches and bunches of people.
I'm really good at that one. Ad break. Stretch. My shoulder is getting a little sore. Well, I think it's because it just kind of sits still while we do visual novel, right?
Then you get to pretend you feel bad about
Oops.
it. But after that, you kill even more people.
Didn't mean to click on the game. I'll read that one out loud when we get back. But how's everyone doing? How's everyone's ad break going? Oh. We'll be back in about 20 seconds. Welcome back from ad jail. I hope the ads found you well. I did click and advance the story slide, so I will just read it out loud, because I don't know what else to do about it. Then you get to pretend you feel bad about it. But after that, you kill even more people.
Shucks, that there might give me some flashbacks. But you're working by playing video games? How's that?
I stream on Glitch. I have millions and millions of followers there.
Millions and millions.
Wait just a gosh darn minute. People are paying to watch you pee?
What?
Of course not. That sort of thing would be on my Only Zealots page. If I could pee, which I can't, because I'm a vampire.
All right, you gotta walk me through this.
I think I know
I
enough.
think I understand a little better. You're working pretty dang hard for all them followers. What do you need them for?
Lots of things. They pay my rent for me, they buy clothes and gifts for me. They dispose of all the bodies. And they let me kill them too. They're all so eager to die.
I'm sorry. They let you do what? I once again want to ask. If someone admits to a crime, what do I do here? What is my responsibility?
They're like servants?
Servants, little sheep, whatever you'd like to call them.
And they're willing to just up and die for you?
Oh, naturally. Sometimes all I have to do is smile for them. They find it enchanting.
Okay.
They quite like my breasts and vulva.
Well.
Oh, I see.
Does it make you uncomfortable to hear me say breasts and vulva?
I reckon I just wasn't expecting that level of candidness.
Breasts.
Truth.
Vulva.
Well, Maddie's gonna be the problem. Well.
Oh, but it's so much fun to watch your little whiskers twitch.
So, these followers of yours do a lot of work for you, huh?
But I have almost 100 million little sheep. It's rather difficult to manage them all and keep them happy.
Why do you need to keep so many servants happy?
I need my sheep. If I don't have them, I'll have nothing.
Is it really true that if you don't have your followers, you won't have anything? Ain't you got other stuff you're interested in?
Suppose I enjoy reading and video games, and I can do those things alone.
All the words to pick for that. Truth.
Also playing games with my body.
Well,
oh, yep, there's that.
That escalated quickly.
Which Americans don't do. You like to shoot people instead. Bang, pow,
that ain't always true. But let's get back to what you were saying.
If I don't make them all happy, they'll turn against me.
Oh, wait a minute. That's one of them double control fallacies.
A control fallacy? What is that, manling?
It's the idea that you either have complete control over something or no control over something. The idea that you can make everyone happy is something that ain't in anyone's power. And assuming you have no control and they'll all turn against you ain't true either.
That is true, I suppose. I can do things you couldn't dream of. But I won't show them to you because you're an American.
Okay. Question mark?
That is much appreciated, miss. And now about the stuff you were saying.
And that has to do your vampire powers, or because you're European? I am a little confused here, Maddie.
All I'll be is the lonely, crazy girl with a flat full of stinky corpses.
Let's ease off them labeling terms. Don't go calling yourself crazy.
But I am crazy. And I know how strange I sound to these short-lived creatures.
I reckon I might sound the same if I were around as long as you and seen some of the stuff you've seen.
Okay.
Besides, crazy ain't got any kind of real meaning. What's sane? You've been around a while, you know them definitions change all the time.
I suppose that's true. Don't think any of us are really sane.
I think that's a heck of a lot closer to the truth.
Okay.
I just want to look at my body parts anyway. Don't have much else to share, it seems.
Come on now, you've been around for nearly 2,000 years. How in the heck could you have nothing to offer?
Yeah, you got lots of wisdom to share.
I'm sure you could tell me all sorts of things about history and the places you've been to and the things you've done.
If I talk about things I like, my followers abandon me. Fickle little bloodbags. They always like it when I show off, though.
That's a problem with your followers, not you. Don't go disqualifying the positive things about yourself just because they don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
You're very kind, Manling. If you were one of my followers, I might even let you live.
Might. Not a ringing endorsement here. But what happens if one of these clients like tries to like, you know, does Andy do anything about it? Like, does Andy step in? Like, because Andy's off meditating in his coffin. Like, what's he gonna do here?
Kind gesture, miss.
I can't help but think, though, I should make my little sheep happy. After all, they are willing to die for me.
You say you should keep your followers happy. Do you like it when they're happy?
I mean, I hope that she likes it when her followers are happy. I like when my followers are happy.
Just because I kill my bloodbags doesn't mean I wish to be cruel. After all, they're so cute when they die with smiles on their precious little faces.
I'm glad to hear that, but here's the thing. When you say you should make them happy, you turn it into a responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
If you got 100 million people you should please, that's pressure you don't need. Get what I'm saying?
You are too sweet, little mouse. Like a sugar mouse. Someone might try to eat you.
Heck, they already did. How do you think I turned into a vampire?
Makes a good point.
You make me seem very silly for worrying so much about my blood bags. I'm not a very good vampire, am I?
Well, what's a good vampire supposed to do?
My blood father used to tell me that we were supposed to be gods.
I mean, that's a way to look at it.
That we would rule all humanity. I imagine he'd be ever so disappointed in me.
I mean, you've got control over millions of followers, though.
Parents are always complicated. They like continuing their legacies, but people ain't too good at being anything but themselves.
I wish someone would tell him that. He's a very bad listener.
Is he still
You
around?
should be proud of yourself for getting away from him.
Like, can I go tell him that?
I didn't leave him. The druid sealed him away long ago.
Okay, so the druid sealed away her father, or her blood father.
Slaughter us all when he escapes. And there will be nothing we can do. Oh, it's gonna be ever so much blood.
Okay.
I think we can handle a vampire. There's a lot more of us now, and I bet the bastard ain't even heard of a gun.
Truth.
You don't understand. He's a wizard.
Oh, great. Great, that escalated quickly.
Well, last I heard, wizards ain't bulletproof. Let's give ourselves a little credit. I ain't gonna worry too much about this fella. Besides, if he is coming back to kill us all, we only got so much time to enjoy, right?
Truth.
These dang followers of yours have got you stuck at home, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's better this way. It's not safe outside.
Why is it not safe
Why
outside?
do you say that?
Because there are bad people out there. They've tried to burn me, touch me, enslave me. They are cruel and horrible.
Okay.
If I stay in one place, I have power. Instead of them burning me, I can burn them and touch them and enslave them.
Okay.
They used to call me Calich Namona, the Witch of the Bogs. I like it that way. I like it when they think I'm a monster.
Okay.
If I want to be safe, I should show them what a monster I really am from the
Well, why should you show them what a monster you are?
so that they'll know to stay away, of course.
Okay.
And is that the only way people will stay away?
It's the way I know. I used to put severed heads outside my cottage, but the policemen don't like that very much.
Yeah, don't do that. That's
So
alarming.
what if I said you should protect yourself by putting severed heads outside your place again?
I'd say you should learn otherwise. The police can be very mean.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Should doesn't allow a lot of wiggle room. It might seem like it's just words, but them words can lock us up tighter in a bank vault.
Okay.
But let's keep talking.
Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia. I can't survive in society now.
Okay.
I know you've been through some tough times, but there's some stuff you're saying that just doesn't square with reality.
Because there are
Okay.
bad people out there. They've tried to burn me, touch me, enslave me. They are cruel and horrible.
Okay. So, there are bad people. But that doesn't mean all people are bad.
Medi has quite an extreme opinion about all of humanity. What?
Because there are bad.
I know you've been through some tough times, Mitty, and you got a hell of a lot of reasons to think people are all awful.
Okay.
But those experiences ain't the be-all and end-all. There's a lot of bad, a lot of good, and even more in between.
Okay, but isn't that disqualifying the good and neutral people?
Maybe. But it's safer to assume that it's all bad. Mortals are very afraid, and when mortals are afraid, they are quite cruel.
Okay.
It's more of that all-or-nothing thinking. There's billions of people out there now, and more differences between each and every one of them than you'd expect.
Okay.
But I don't need to endanger myself anymore. I have my sheep.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll get to talking about them real soon.
We could talk about them now. They help me stay in my flat.
Okay.
If I stay in one place, I have power. Instead of them burning me, I can burn them. And touch them and enslave them.
Okay.
With all due respect, miss, you're playing with sunshine here. Life is always going to change. That's the one thing we can be sure of.
Mm-hmm.
Your retreating from society is only going to make it harder to face the changes ahead.
Such as when the machines arrived.
Truth. Skynet. Judgment Day. Confirmed. This game takes place after Judgment Day, guys.
What machines are you talking about?
The ones in the factories. The ones who made me leave the bog. Did not like that very much. Not at all.
Oh, look, I didn't want to upset you. You're here to handle the world a little better, and that means being honest about what might happen. That makes sense?
Yes. The machines keep getting stronger. I should be ready for them.
All right. Well, let's keep talking.
They used to call me Calich Namona, the Witch of the Bogs. I like it that way. I like it when they think I'm a monster.
Hold on a sec, Mitty. I get that there's safety in people thinking you're some kind of monster. But what I can't abide is you calling yourself one. Names have power. You know what they used to call me?
Murderer.
Fuzzy McWhiskers. Scaly Tail Sam. Ooh, Scurrying Sam.
Thanks, Maddie.
They called me Slaughterin' Sam. And as you might imagine, I didn't earn many friends with that name.
That's not very cute at all.
It's not a cute name.
No, it ain't. I didn't feel cute neither. I felt like an evil bastard, and that ain't a good feeling.
It didn't say I liked being a monster. It just makes me feel safe.
Then let's find a way to help you feel safe without calling yourself a monster then, huh? But keep going.
If I want to be safe, I should show them what a monster I really am from the safety of my lair. Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia. I can't survive in society now.
You absolutely are not supposed to.
We ancient vampires are very few. I can tell you with some certainty that your client is
Okay.
Living alone is the life I know.
We ancient vampires are very...
Living alone is the life I...
You know, you're what, some 1,800 years old? You're older than any government on Earth. You've seen the world change in ways none of us could dream of.
Okay.
You basically won the internet, and I can barely open up my Vmail program. You're way more capable than you're giving yourself credit for.
I suppose that's true. But I'm not very good with real-life people. Unless I'm eating them.
Yeah, don't be eating people.
You're still disqualifying the positive by canceling out all them skills you got.
Okay.
You can use all that modern lingo I barely even heard of. You dab fam?
That was ages ago.
See what I'm saying?
You are very clever, sweetling. It is easy to forget how small and weak mortals are. But the world is a big place full of things that might try to hurt me.
Okay.
Well, before you face the world, why don't we start with your neighborhood? Let's start slow. Take a walk around your block, 15 minutes a day. Just spend a little time outside looking at the moon.
That doesn't sound unreasonable.
I suppose if anyone tries to hurt me, I should be able to kill them or enslave them.
I mean, if you're an 1800-year-old vampire, absolutely.
Very well, strange cowboy man. If anyone does kill me, I'll simply become a ghost. Then I can whisk myself up your bottom with a little ghost needle and poke at your guts.
Well, that escalated quickly.
I don't think it'll come to that. Just spend some time outside and see how you feel, and we'll talk again in a month. Sound good?
Very well. I suppose my followers outside must be eager to carry my coffin home. Promised I would eat them when we got there, so shouldn't keep them waiting.
Well.
Farewell then, little mouse.
Bye, Maddie.
Hoo-wee.
Well done, my friend. You seem a little out of sorts. Are you quite all right?
She was something else.
Like so many of our kind, she simply struggles to adjust to a constantly changing world. I think you will be of great help to her. She clearly likes you.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Mm-hmm. You think I'm a mouse.
Protection while you are here, Samuel. I guarantee no ghosts will travel up your posterior.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Thanks, Andy. That was my biggest concern.
Excellent work tonight. Please, relax downstairs. Summer will be here before we know it, and the nights shall become short once again. Rest in peace, my friend.
Okay, so I'm gonna save my game here.
Tarnation. I'm glad the kids here aren't glued to their little TVs.
Okay. We're gonna exit. I need the obs. Exit. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you being here while we play our games and hang out and do all the fun things. I will run the Stream Raiders battle before we end today. So that's running now. Thanks for being here, Lev. Thanks for being here, Abby. Who else was around tonight? Raindrop was around, Orchop, Pierre, Mega, you know, everyone that stopped by. I do appreciate you guys coming in to hang out while I play the games, you know. And honestly, without you guys, I probably wouldn't be here, you know. I mean, I still play my games, but I'd just do them, you know, off stream, right? We will be playing StarCraft tomorrow, presuming I can get it working. 8 o'clock start time TBD. Maybe we'll start earlier depending on how I feel. StarCraft is a less of a story game, so I'm not hard set on start times for it. So maybe we'll start at 7. Give us a bit more time because it is brutal difficulty, and I am struggle butts with that game on the brutal difficulty. But we'll get there. We will beat all of StarCraft 2 on brutal difficulty, even if it takes us the rest of the year. It'll be more of impromptu when I feel like streams for StarCraft, but we'll do it. But yeah, stick around, and I will raid you up for the bonus acorns. And then co-working on Thursday morning. If anyone has projects they need help with, please let me know in advance so I can allot time and make sure I'm prepared with resources to show you what we're doing. We should be good to get my task done in 3 hours, assuming that you guys don't show up with a whole bunch of projects you need help with. We could allot 4 hours. That's fine. You know, we could do the whole stream with co-working if you guys have stuff that you need help with and want me to show you. That's also fine, you know. But please let me know what you need help with in advance so I can plan for it. That is the only ask there. Let's see who we got. Let's pick something that's not super wild because I don't know who is here or asleep. Baldur's Gate, Valorant, Slipstream, Tomb Raider, Mario and Luigi, Warcraft, Tomb Raider. This might be a find a new friend kind of day. Mario and Luigi is the front runner currently. There is a Stardew Valley who is on a BRB screen. Fortnite, just chatting. Apex, FPS Trainer. Interesting. Okay. Grounded, Overwatch. There's an art stream. Marvel Rivals, Fast Food Simulator. Fast Food Simulator could be fun. What else we got here? I have closed the raid channel thing every freaking time, guys. Every time I click out of it, I don't click back. I just close it because I don't know what I'm doing here. It's definitely something where I need to learn to click on the left side of the window and not the right side when I'm done, like, just trying to preview someone. You know? But it's something where I keep making the mistake. And I've made it, like, umpteen times. Art, Marvel Rivals. I don't even know what this game is. I never heard of this game before. Yeah, it's called Never, and that's a witty name. Like it. I'm gonna send you guys over to Tired Boy. Tired Boy is playing Mario and Luigi Brothership. We've never raided him as far as I know. So I love you all. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for some StarCraft in the evening. And yeah, that's what I got for you. Thanks for being here. Make sure you guys eat, sleep, pet your pets, charge your devices, water your plants, do your self-care, take care of yourselves, because you can't take care of the world if you're not taking care of yourselves.